When it comes to state football titles, Covington Catholic and Highlands know what it's all about. The Bluebirds have won 12 in their illustrious history, including one last season, while the Colonels have won 4 3A crowns in the last 10 years. In fact, 7 of the last 10 3A state championships have been won by either Covington Catholic or Highlands. On October the 11th, the two squads met in a regular season matchup with the Bluebirds jumping out to a 24-6 lead before the Colonels came back in the fourth quarter to within 2 before falling 24-22. Tonight, they play for a berth in next week's semifinal round of the 3A state playoffs, and both Cov-Cath head coach Lynn Ray and Highlands defensive coordinator Mike Burns are looking forward to the matchup.
If you're a football player, you're a football coach, this is the kind of game that you want to be involved in, because this kind of game has state champion implications written all over it, and that's the kind of game you want to be in.
For Highlands High School, this is the time of year. Everything else is just fodder to get us going, and when we get in the playoffs, it's a whole different atmosphere, and you just feel the electricity with our kids. They're really excited about being in the playoffs.
Covington Catholic versus Highlands. The loser goes home. The winner, in all likelihood, will collect another state championship trophy. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, from a wet David Cecil Memorial Stadium in Fort Thomas. Welcome to the 3A Regional Championship game between the Highlands Bluebirds and the Covington Catholic Colonels. And with us tonight to do color commentary, Holmes head football coach John Vandermeer. And John, a wet night, but electricity is in the air.
Oh, this is what high school football is all about, and you've got the two best teams, I think, in 3A football playing tonight, and we've got a full stand, and it's just going to be a fantastic evening for football.
Okay, we'll be set for the kickoff here in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with that right after these messages.
It's our 140th anniversary at Motch Jewelers in Covington, and to celebrate, we're having a great sale just when you need it. During November, you'll find savings up to 50% throughout the store on diamond rings, gold jewelry, watches, and unique gifts. Right now at Motch, this spectacular diamond tennis bracelet is just $199, and this pair of quarter-carat diamond earrings is only $140. Do your Christmas shopping early, or get something special for yourself at the anniversary sale at Motch Jewelers in Covington.
Doozing Brothers Ice is a proud sponsor of Northern Kentucky sports. Doozing Brothers Ice on Dixie Highway in Erlanger stands for quality. Quality from the start, from the purest and cleanest ice to the best service and the friendliest people. Doozing Brothers Ice has stood behind their quality for over 65 years. Quality service to the entire greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. Whenever you shop, if you see a Doozing Brothers Ice box, tell them you saw it on TKR Cable. Doozing Brothers Ice on Dixie Highway in Erlanger. Stop in soon.
Have we got a deal for you? Your downtown discount dealer Ropke Chevrolet has a huge selection of brand new 97 cars, trucks, and vans. Choose from a variety of Cavaliers, S10 pickups, Venture minivans, and Blazers. And financing, wow! Factory financing rates as low as 4.9% on selected models. And rebates as high as $2,500 on selected models. So hurry down to Ropke Chevrolet, your downtown discount dealer, or call 431-3733.
What's new at H&W Sports? A lot. H&W has a store packed with great name sporting goods. Everything from hats and tees to team equipment and accessories. Our state-of-the-art graphic design studio can customize any order for screen printing or embroidery. Take advantage of our knowledgeable staff to outfit your team or your player. And while you're there, check out the conference room dedicated to Coach Jim Connor. So swing into H&W Sports, Turfway Road in Florence.
Welcome back to David Cecil Memorial Stadium. Don Weber along with John Vandermeer, and we're just a moment away from the kickoff. The 3A Regional Championship game, and John, a lot of people calling this the real 3A State Championship game tonight.
Well, I think you really have to, with 7 out of the last 10 champions coming from these two football teams right here, and obviously whoever wins this football game has a great opportunity to go on and win the rest of them.
Obviously the weather here not good tonight, rain falling, and the field is wet. However, they did have a tarp on it, took it off about 5:30, so field maybe not in as bad a shape as it could be, but still not very good at either.
Well, when you get this time of year, you've got to get used to playing in it. In the last 3 weeks, both of these teams have played in bad weather, so I think that really helps them as far as trying to play tonight. And I don't think it's going to be that big of an effect on the football game.
Covington Catholic kicker Kevin Getz getting set to kick off. as we are about ready to go here at David Cecil Memorial Stadium. Again, a packed house on hand despite the weather, and I don't need to say much more than that. Covington Catholic and Highlands for the regional championship, and the winner will host the state semifinal game next week, the winner of Belfry and Bell County.
Tell you, Don, this is a big part for Covington Catholic right here. They've got to hold them and keep Highlands from driving down the field on the first series.
Gets approaching the ball, and there's the kick on the ground. Fielded at about the 25, coming up across the 30, and that is number 5 with the ball, Brian Albrecht, as the Birds in business, 1st and 10.
Don, number 88, Brian Verheyes, and number 84, Matt Reardon in on that tackle.
Highlands offense quarterback, Jared Lorenzen, and the backfield, Noah Gibson, Brian Albrecht, and Ben Pope. And Randy Stegman at end. Tight end, Derek Smith. Tackle, Scott Kuhnheim and Phil Shear. And the guards, Ryan Schultz and Nathan Lindeman. 1st and 10 for the Bluebirds at about the 32-yard line. Lorenzen calling out the signals, and there's the give in the line, and a very short gain. That was number 26, Noah Gibson.
Eddie Galton with a great play from defensive tackle position. Came over and made a big tackle right there. Tell you what, this is key for Covington Catholic, and you're going to see Highlands come up on top here in just a minute and throw the football, and we'll see how Covington Catholic handles that.
So very short gain on the play. 2nd down for the Bluebirds. We're just underway. Thanks for tuning in on TKR6, Northern Kentucky's own channel. High school football at its best. Covington Catholic and Highlands. 2nd down. As Highlands in the shotgun formation, something they've used a lot this year. Here's Lorenzen rolling, looking, still looking, throwing, and the pass completion on the play number 2, and Will Stenson gets the 1st down to the Covington Catholic 45.
On a big thing there. Lorenzen rolled out, and they had him sacked, and they weren't able to bring him down. They're going to have to make the tackle on the quarterback when they get the opportunity, because if he gets away, they're going to have open people. Number 84, Matt Reardon, in on that play.
And apparently a penalty against the Highlands Bluebirds. I'll have to pick up the call there. And did not catch what that penalty was. And it was a trip against the Highlands Bluebirds, so a big play wiped out there because of the penalty.
Big break for Covington Catholic, and now they've got to do a good job here of holding them, and again, they've got to do a great job of keeping Lorenzen in pocket, and when they get an opportunity to hit him, they've got to get him down on the ground.
Here are the Bluebirds coming to the line of scrimmage. Lorenzen again in the shotgun. Highlands, as I mentioned before, going to this formation quite a bit, and with success. Here's Lorenzen rolling. He set the run and tackled on the play.
Big play right there by number 37 for Covington Catholic. He did a great job. Nick German, he stayed on his feet. Lorenzen's having a real hard time moving around out there on the turf, and that's going to make a big difference. He's got to look to throw the football sooner.
4th down, 3rd down, I believe, for Highlands. Have a difficult time seeing the scoreboard here at David Cecil Memorial Stadium. 3rd down for the Bluebirds. As Highlands again in the shotgun. Run this about 75% of the time on their offense. And Lorenzen still looking all the time in the world, and wide open. Derek Smith makes the catch. Gets the 1st down, is knocked out of bounds at the Colonel 43-yard line.
Don, one of the favorite things they like to do is bring people across the field, and again, Lorenzen moved out to the left a little bit to get some time. Derek Smith came all the way across the field to make the play, and if he's got time to throw like that, Covington Catholic's going to be in a lot of trouble.
There you see the pass, and Smith, 6'6", making the catch, was wide open there, and gets down to the 43-yard line, loses the ball after he's out of bounds. But Highlands in business, 1st and 10 at the Covcalf 43-yard line. The Birds again in the shotgun. Lorenzen back to throw one more time, still all the time in the world, throws and completes it. And that's number 4, Randy Stegman. And I'll tell you you what, if Lorenzen has all night to throw like that, Highlands is going to have a big night.
Number 7, Tom Beecham, in on the play, and you're exactly right. He's got too much time back there. I think you're going to see him stay more in the pocket, and you see him here. He's not moving around as much. Gets a little pressure there, but he comes up, finds his open man, and hits him. Nice tackle once the pass is made, but they've got to get him in the pocket.
1st and 10 for the Bluebirds. They are at the Colonel 29-yard line. Lorenzen now under the center and over the center. Here's a run and a nice play as number 5, Obrecht, nailed for the loss.
Watch Chad Suman here if we get a replay. He comes in from the left side pretty much unblocked and made a really nice play to bring him down. This is a real key. If Covington Catholic can take the running game away and all they can do is throw, then they can bring their defensive people upfield a lot more, and that'll make them more one-dimensional.
Here's Highlands, 2nd and 11. And Lorenzen in the shotgun again. And he's going to pass again. The rain not stopping Highlands from passing. Throws incomplete, and he had Stegman wide open out there.
But a big key there on that one, number 65, Mark Applegate, putting pressure on him. He didn't have as much time to stay in the pocket and throw the football. Again, they tried to bring him all the way across the field, and that time Covington Catholic got pressure on him. Look for him here to throw a fade, this play or the next play, into the corner of the end zone.
Taking a look at the Covington Catholic defense, they play 4-3 with Greg Hammond, Mark Applegate, Eddie Grout, Nick German on the line. Linebackers Matt Reardon, Tim Wolf, and Chris Kenner. Cornerbacks Tom Beecham and Brian Voorhees. Safety Ryan Pfeiffer and Tom Foley. 3rd down for Highlands. Lorenzen looking, and he hits number 72. A lot of running room. Down to the 20. 15, and nice run, number 72, and that's Phil Shear. 1st down for the Bluebirds. A big play there.
Interesting play, number 72 aligned the number, and they threw a screen on him, and he's dropping back over here. The kids do a great job of setting up the blocking for him. You see him as he's coming downfield right here, that he has his blockers out in front of him. Gets a key block there by number 65. Excuse me, on Mark Applegate, number 65, for the big play.
Timeout for the Covington Catholic Colonels as Highlands just outside the 10-yard line. And so I guess they could still get a 1st down and not get in the end zone. But Highlands, well, let's take a break. We're here in the 1st quarter. Covington Catholic, Highlands driving. We'll be right back.
For a truck, then visit Truck City. Airport Ford is Truck City. We've ordered over 100 Explorers and Rangers, over 50 minivans, over 300 trucks in all, with savings up to $6,000, rebates up to $3,000, and financing as low as 2.9 APR. Airport Ford is Truck City. Airport Ford is the Burlington Pike exit, Florence, Kentucky, right next to the Florence Mall.
We're back at David Cecil Memorial Stadium. 8 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the opening quarter. And the Highlands Bluebirds taking the opening kickoff, and they've driven down to the Covington Catholic 10. Just outside the 10, so 1st and 10 for the Colonels.
Big series here for Covington Catholic. Again, if Highlands gets on the board here, it puts them in a situation where they gain an awful lot of confidence.
And Highlands, as Lorenzen calling out the signals again, going the pass, rolling, looking, he's being pressured, now gets rid of it and that's number 2 making the catch, and Will Stenson.
This is what Lorenzen does so well. Number 51, Nate Thaman on the tackle, but he's got a man chasing him the whole way. As you see him rolling out here, and he's backpedaling the whole way, giving himself time for the receiver to come across, and his arm is so strong that he can backpedal and make that throw, and it just makes it so tough on the defenders.
2nd and about 2 for the Bluebirds. They are on the Colonel 3-yard line. Jared Lorenzen calling out the signals, and he hands it off, and immediately stopped by a trio of Cubcat defenders. And that was Olbricht on the carry.
Number 96, Tim Wolf, in on the play, the linebacker from Covington Catholic, and great job there by Tim of stopping the play there. Covington Catholic needs to come up with a big stop here if they can.
So 3rd down in about 2.
It'll be interesting to see if Highlands comes out and throws the football here, if they try and keep it on the ground.
3rd down and a big play in this contest here early on at a wet David Cecil Memorial Stadium. A lot of people thought the big key in this game was who scored first.
And I think that is a big key.
And Lorenzen going to run with the football, and he is, did he get in? Yes, touchdown Highlands. Jared Lorenzen on the keeper.
John,
3 yards in the touchdown.
If you watch them here, they take all the receivers and put them on the left side of the field. The right side is wide open, and Lorenzen just runs the naked bootleg to the other side, stretches his 6'5" body over there and gets into the end zone. They just cleared that side for him.
Damon Chuk on to try the extra point as the Bluebirds draw first blood in this one on their first possession and take a 6-0 lead.
7:28 left here in the first quarter.
So a nice drive by Highlands. And that big 3rd down play there where they were able to get down to the 10. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So Highlands on top of Covington Catholic 7-0. Now the Covington Catholic offense will get a chance to have their first possession of the evening.
Really impressive drive. You saw Highlands, and this is one of the reasons why they're such a good football team. They got the penalty and moved them back and took away a big first down for them, and they ran Smith all the way across and completed it to get the first down, and from there they moved it down and put it in the end zone. Now Covington Catholic has to show that they can come back and move the football. They cannot afford to get behind like they did the first game. I don't think that they can come back like they did then.
Yeah, talking to Coach Lynn Ray, he said that was exactly the case. You cannot get behind Highlands up here especially and expect to come back. So Colonels will get their first possession. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. 7-0, Highlands on top of Covington Catholic. Thanks for tuning in to high school football on TKR6, Northern Kentucky's own channel.
Really interesting play on that touchdown. They took all their players and moved them over, the receivers over to the left side, and just cleared out almost like a basketball player, and let Lorenzen take it to the end zone and just use his athletic ability.
And Chuk getting set to approach the football. And there's the kick. Fielded about the 25, running straight up the middle to the 35, and the Colonels in business. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Taking a look at the Covington Catholic offense, quarterback Jared Keys, tailbacks Jeremy Madden and Matt Day, Tom Foley, and the center Kevin Getz, the guards Ryan Plackey and Mark Mangine, tackles Kurt Doolin and Ryan Kendall, wide receiver Chad Sumi and Nick Lanham.
Big key here is Jared Keys, Don. He's got to be able to move this football team, and Covington Catholic does a good job of mixing up the run and pass. Let's see if they can move the ball.
1st and 10 for the Colonels. They are at their own 35-yard line. And there's Madden running a nice run across up to about the 40-yard line, so gain of 5 for Jeremy Madden. Take a look at the Highlands defense. Tackles Scott Kuhnheim and Phil Shear. Defensive end Derek Smith. Linebackers Grant Hill, Ben Pogue, Nathan Lindeman, and Brian Albrecht. And the DBs Noah Gibson, Josh Hashen, Mike Schneider, Will Stinson.
And Ben Pogue, number 40 on that play, and a big key there is Covington Catholic's line moved Highlands' defensive line off the ball, and that's something they're going to have to do to be able to be successful tonight.
2nd down, about 5 for the Colonels. They are at their own 40-yard line. Madden again, losing the football, and Highlands comes up with the recovery. Derek Smith with the recovery. That's just what the Colonels didn't need to do, turn the ball over.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and the bad thing for Covington Catholic is they were really moving the football. Jeremy Madden had a big hole in there. The offensive line opened it up for him, and he's got to hang on the football right there, and he doesn't do it. And now Highlands is back in business on Covington Catholic side.
Well, we wondered, really before the game what kind of role turnovers would play in this game tonight because of the wet conditions, and there you get an indication on that. So Highlands at the Covington Cap 43, first and 10. And Lorenzen looking to throw the ball, still looking, and fires complete to Derek Smith. And Smith gets a first down to about the 25-yard line.
Again, Lorenzen rolling to his right to give him some more time to throw the football. You see him right here doing a play-action fake and then moving to his right and just waiting for the receivers. They're just running the receivers across the field, and he's right there. He's got too much time to throw the football. They've got to put more pressure on him.
So the Colonel defense, I think, really going to have to hold here. They fall behind 2 touchdowns here. It could be real tough for them. Bluebirds, first and 10. They're on about the 22-yard line of Covington Catholic. And Lorenzen looking to throw one more time. Still looking. Now he's, again, all the time in the world, he throws. And it is a touchdown. It's a completion. Touchdown Highlands. And the Bluebirds on top 13-0. And that pass was to number 10. And Josh Ashen with the touchdown. Josh Casson and the Birds on top 13-0.
Covington Catholic does a great job of getting pressure here. Jared Lorenzen moves up into the pocket and just puts it on the money between 2 defenders. Great pass and just a great catch.
John, this Highlands team looks like they are on an absolute roll. Looking at them last week, 52-0 win over Ryle. As Chuk punches it through, and it is 14-0 as we have a flag down on the extra point.
Well, they just do such a great job of executing, and Coach Ray's now got to tell his guys that this is a 48-minute game and they've got to stay in it. They did a great job of moving the football when they got it last time, and now they need to control the clock and move the football down the field here.
Bluebirds leading this one 14-0. Again, they convert on their first offensive series and get the ball off the turnover and score again. Covington Catholic set to get the ball again, and again trailing 14-0. Broadcasting a football game from Highlands creates special challenges for our technical crew. Because there is no platform on top of the press box, we use the top of a TKR van for one camera and a lift for the other. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Arts Rental Equipment, headquartered in Newport, but located all over Northern Kentucky, providing the scaffolding for tonight's game, not a lift. That's at Beechwood. If you're in the construction business or just have a big job around the house, call Arts Rental Equipment for the right tools to get the job done. And thanks to Art, we're keeping somewhat dry here, John, as the platform's above our head, and otherwise we'd be in a world of trouble.
This is as dry as I've been for the last 3 weeks, so I'm pretty happy. Big penalty there must have been on roughing the holder on the extra point, and now Highlands gets to kick off from Covington Catholic's 45-yard line. Should be able to kick it into the end zone.
And there's the kick. Fielded about the 2. He's going to bring it back. A pretty nice return there across the 20-yard line, so the Colonel's in business. First and 10.
Tackle there by number 30, Brian Barr. And again, Don, here we're going to see a big thing for our football game tonight as to whether we're going to have a game or not, and that is if Covington Catholic can run some clock off here. They have to control the clock and keep Highlands offense off the field.
I'll tell you what, John, Jared Lorenzen has just had all day to throw the football. Covcast going to have to get some pressure on him if they're going to have any shot in this game.
Well, they really are, and the best way to do it, though, is for their offense to stay on the field here for a while.
Jared Keys over center and give to Madden. Madden scooting ahead for about 3 yards.
Scott Kuhnheinz, number 70, in on that tackle. And again, the Covington Catholic offensive line is coming off the football and moving their defensive line back, and that's what they've got to have. And this is going to be big for them because they can move the football.
Second down for the Colonels.
Be interesting to see if Covington Catholic comes out and runs a play-action pass here. They haven't thrown the football yet.
I'll tell you what, this rain has not kept the crowd away or the crowd's enthusiasm away. A big crowd here tonight for Thomas. Probably would have had more if it was drier, but still, nice crowd considering the conditions. Here's Keys looking back for the throw, still looking. Keys still scrambling, and he's got it wide open, making the catch, and knocked out of bounds about the 38-yard line. And
88 on the, or 86 on the pass reception there.
And Chad Sumi has the uniforms getting a little tough to read, but a penalty against Covington Catholic.
I'm afraid you may have either an eligible receiver downfield or holding here.
So the Colonels, big play there would have given them the first down, but they will be backed up here.
It wasn't an eligible receiver downfield. When Keys started scrambling, one of his offensive linemen must have thought he was going to run and headed downfield, and that's a big play. They've got to come back here, and they've got to be smart in their play calling because they don't want to have a turnover here, but they need to be able to get a first down here with the 2nd and 11.
Second down. And Keys losing the football as Covington Catholic, just a nightmare start in this ball game.
Well, when you play in the playoffs, it's really a big key. Is the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win. And usually when you have
these two, lost the handle.
Yeah, he did. It just came right out. Usually when these two football teams play, you don't have a lot of turnovers, but right now Covington Catholic making them.
And the Colonels, 3rd and long here as they're backed up deep in their own territory at about their 10, 11-yard line. He's going back to pass and firing over the middle, incomplete. Intended there for number 30, I believe, on the play. 38, Matt Day, and Colonel's going to have to punt.
Big key here, Don. If you remember last week against Ryle, Derek Smith broke in and blocked a punt in a very similar situation. And Covington Catholic's going to have to do a good job of keeping them out here and get a good punt off.
And I'll tell you what, Highlands, I think, sensing the kill at this point. I think they feel like if they can get one more on the scoreboard here, this game could be close to over, especially with the conditions we've got here tonight.
The Covington Catholic's a well-coached football team, and I think you're going to see them stay in this football game, and their defense has got to come up with a big stop.
Colonel's in punt formation. As Keys back close to his own goal line. High snap, but he's able to grab it, and the kick. And fielded, fair catch there at about the 48-yard line of the Colonels. So Highlands starting in Covcap territory again.
Don, 2 out of their 3 possessions, Highlands has started at the Covington Catholic 45, and now they're at their 47. And you can score a lot of football or score a lot of points when you don't have to drive but half the field. Covington Catholic's going to have to make Highlands drive farther down the field to stay in this football game.
And here's Highlands approaching the line of scrimmage again. Lorenzen in the shotgun. The Covcat defense definitely going to have to dig in and stop the Bluebirds here. And that hasn't been easy for opponents of the Highlands Bluebirds this season. As Lorenzen looking to pass. And again, wide open Derek Smith. Flag on the play. He gets knocked out of bounds about the 33-yard line. We'll see what the penalty is.
Don, I couldn't see the number of the defender. His number's totally covered up.
And look for a preliminary indication here.
Should be a holding against Highlands from where they threw the flag at.
That would appear to be the case, and yeah, the Bluebirds are backing up, so.
Must have been a push-off as the receiver was coming across.
So penalty against the Bluebirds negates that play.
This is a big break for Covington Catholic, and now they've got them in a long yardage situation. They look for a draw or a screen here, and hopefully Covington Catholic can come up with a play to get a big turnover or turn the momentum here a little bit.
So the Bluebirds backed up 10 yards. 1st and 20. Rain still coming down here at David Cecil Memorial Stadium.
Well, we've got 4:05 left in the first quarter.
And again, these Bluebirds, they put these games away early. They scored 28 in the first quarter against Ryle last week. They've got 14 on the board against Covcaf. And really, boy, you just jump out like that. I mean, it's really incredible what they've been able to do against some good football teams. Here's Lorenzen again looking to throw. Still looking and trying to hit Smith, but he overthrows him.
You got another flag down, I believe, over on this side right here. I'm not sure what the call's going to be.
And you'd have to guess it's probably against Highlands, but we will just have to see here. And the official...
Be interesting to see if Covington Catholic takes the penalty here.
Legal procedure against Highlands. So yeah, you back them up or just take the down, take the play. It's 1st and 20. It would either be 1st and 25 or 2nd 20. I think I'd be more inclined to, I think I would decline it at this point.
Definitely. You don't want to give them any more opportunities than you have to, and you've already got them in a long yardage situation. So I think that was a really good call.
So 2nd down and 20.
We were talking about Highlands getting up, and I think that's a real good key. If Covington Catholic can make them play throughout the game, I think you can see they're going to come back.
Highlands in the shotgun. And Lorenzen looking to throw, still looking, now being rushed, and he gets rid of it, and he will be called for grounding on that play. So the Covcaf defense starting to do the job, and Highlands marching backward on this series.
Well, big play by number 65, Mark Applegate. He did a great job of getting pressure on Lorenzen. Lorenzen didn't have anybody in the area. That'll be a loss of down, and this is exactly what Covington Catholic needed to have happen. And now all of a sudden, instead of being on the 46-yard line of Covington Catholic, they're all the way back inside their 20.
So Covington Catholic now, of course, that's a loss of down, so Colonels now try to get a decent return here and make something happen.
Mark Applegate, number 65, put the great pressure there, and that's what they've got to be able to do, and there was great coverage downfield because Lorenzen didn't have anybody to throw it to, and they were able to get to it.
Derek Smith back on his own goal line. Really amazing. They started this drive at the Covcaf 48, and they've moved steadily backwards as a result of penalties. Here's the boot, and it will be fielded about the 48-yard line. Running straight ahead, and that's number 20 for Covington Catholic with the ball, and that is Tom Holler. So the Colonels with excellent field position and really in a position where they need to get some points on the board.
Well, they really do, and they're on Highlands' 40-yard line, and this is exactly what needed to happen for them. They've done a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage. They've got to run their offense, be patient, and see if they can put a good drive together here.
1st and 10 for the Colonels as Jared Keys barking out the signals at the Highlands 40, and there's the give to Madden. Madden gets about 4 yards down to about the 36-yard line.
Scott Kuhnheinz, number 70, in on the play. I don't know if you saw it on the play before on the punt, but the first guy down on the punt was number 70, Scott Kuhnheinz, and that says a lot for a guy that size.
Definitely going to be headed to a Division I school, no doubt about that.
He is a major college football player, and you're going to hear about him for years to come.
So the Colonels in Highlands territory, trying to put one on the board and get back in this thing. The Bluebirds shocking the Colonels with 2 early touchdowns. And there's Madden again running with the ball. Not much of a gain there, maybe a yard or two.
Again, number 70, Scott Kuhnheit's in on the play. He's starting to take over the line of scrimmage a little bit here on this series, and they're going to have to do a better job of blocking him.
So a big third down. Third down and 5 for the Colonels at the Bluebird 34.
See if Covington Catholic comes out and runs play action here, or if they'll spread Highlands out and try and complete the pass.
And here's a pitch, but a fumble, and receiver recovered it. It's on the far side of the field. I'm trying to... And the Bluebirds come up with the recovery, so a second Covington Catholic fumble results in the Bluebird recovery, and Cubcap missing an opportunity there to make something happen.
John, number 5, Brian Albright in on the recovery, and really interesting play call by Covington Catholic as they spread the field open and then did something that I like real well. They ran the option, which is something they haven't done a whole lot of, and weren't able to execute the play.
So the Bluebirds back in business. First down on the second Covington Catholic turnover here in the first quarter, and something the Colonels just did not need to do, turn the ball over. And here's the handoff. Gets a hit. Vincent Fee loses the football. Still a scramble for it, and the Colonels get it. So all kinds of fumbles in this one.
Number 81, Bobby Klein in on the play to cause the fumble. And what a huge play for Covington Catholic.
Albrecht losing the football.
You see it right here. He tries to run outside, and big hit right there. Ball comes out as he puts his arm right on the football, and then you get a mad scramble for the ball.
So Covington Catholic with the first Highlands turnover, and see what they can do with it. They've got the ball near the 30-yard line of the Bluebirds. And here's a pass by Keys, and it is incomplete to the far sideline. So second 10 for the Colonels.
Number 5, Brian Albright in on the play. Covington Catholic trying to get a big chunk of it there on that pass play, sending somebody deep and then running him out to the flats after clearing it.
Unfortunately, John, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of fumbles tonight. I think the ball's just a little wet. Looks like at this point the rain has stopped, but it's still very wet out there, and probably going to be a lot of turnovers.
Well, I think you're definitely going to be right.
Second and 10 for Covington Catholic as Keys hands off to Madden. Madden, a nice run, gets down to about the 23-yard line. Jeremy Madden on the carry, gets about 7, sets up a third down and 3 for the Colonels.
Number 33, Mike Schneider in on the play. And again, I really think, Don, this is what they want to do. They want to run the football, and I think they can move the offense or move the defensive line here, and I think they need to really try and control it here and run the clock and just do what they do well. And that's giving the ball to Madden and then running some play action off him and try and punch it down and put it in the end zone here.
Third down play, and you got to think at this point you're in 2-down territory. The third and 3 as Madden running with the football, and nice effort there as it gets to the 20, and we'll have to see if it's a first down or not. We're kind of blocked there. It is very close. And I think we're going to have a measurement here. And here we get another look at it as you see Jeremy Madden, the workhorse running back for Covington Catholic. Nice effort there.
Really was, and great block there by number 77 as we get the measurement for the first down.
And he is short by just a foot or two. No doubt the Colonels will go for this.
I think they have to. Should probably just line up and I would imagine run a quarterback sneak, just try and move the pile a little bit, and you're that close, you don't want to take a chance on the exchange.
So fourth and about a foot for Covington Catholic. They are near the Highlands 20-yard line. It is Highlands on top in this game, 14-0. 2 scores in the first half of the opening quarter, but the Colonels trying to get back in it and make it a ball game.
Notice Highlands putting Scott Kuhnheitz right in the middle here. He'll probably line up right on the football and try and push the center straight back.
Be interesting to see what the Colonels do here. Big play. They give it to Madden, and Madden breaks through, gets the first down. Inside the 20, about 17. Good play there. Go with your strength.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it was a good tackle by Mike Snyder, or he may have gone all the way into the end zone.
Here we get a look at it one more time as
Jeremy Madden cutting off the right side, and if Snyder doesn't make the tackle there, I think you may have seen Jeremy Madden will go all the way into the end zone. So nice one-on-one tackle there. Big first down for Covington Catholic.
Colonels at the Highlands 17, 1st and 10. And here's Madden running with the football. A very short gain on that carry.
Mark Lindemann, number 65, and in on the tackle for the Highlands Bluebirds.
Second down and about 8 yards to go here in the opening quarter. We're late in the first quarter. Highlands on top, 14-0. Thanks for tuning in on TKR6 Northern Kentucky's own channel. And if you're sitting at home, it feels a lot better than it does here tonight. As the first quarter has come to an end. Highlands on top with Covington Catholic, 14-0. We'll be back with more on high school football on TKR6 Northern Kentucky's own channel.
Be real interesting.
Whether you're in the stands or on the field, play the game our way at Gabbo Sports. Gabbo Sports on the corner of Dixie Highway and Stevenson Road in Erlanger has top-quality high school jackets with custom-designed school logos. We offer only the best in jackets, hats, shirts, and so much more, with names like Starter, New Era, and Russell. And for those who bleed blue, our expanding selection of UK Wildcat fan apparel is second to none. And we're still stretching our incredible selection of hats of your favorite pro and college teams. So if you're going to play the game our way at Gabbo Sports.
We're awfully sorry. It's all so sudden. The final closeout on all 97 GMC trucks ends November 1st at Florence Buick GMC. That's only a short time to grab a great deal. Here's something just as exciting. The new 98 Buicks have just rolled in, and for a limited time, we're selling them for just $18 over factory invoice. So hurry down to Florence Buick GMC, Route 18. The best deals on a Buick or GMC truck in Greater Cincinnati are not in Cincinnati. They're in Florence, Kentucky.
Welcome back to David Cecil Memorial Stadium. Don Weber along with Holmes head football coach John Vandermeer. Welcome to high school football. The Highlands Bluebirds leading Covington Catholic 14-0 as we enter the second quarter. And the Colonels with the ball inside on about the 16-yard line of the Bluebirds. Second down. As Keys calling out the signals, the Colonels desperately trying to score, and he's looking to throw, and wide open, making the catch, touchdown! That catch number 86, and that's Chad Sumi, and the Colonels right back in this one.
Don, really interesting when they, right before the end of the quarter, Covington Catholic right in the middle of the mud with the change of the quarter, they were able to place the ball where they wanted on the sideline.
Flag on the play, and we got to see what that is.
But it gave them more footing to be able for Keys to set and make that throw. So
here let's see what this penalty is. If it was after the touchdown or before.
You got a personal foul against both football teams here, I believe.
So
no, just against Covington Catholic.
So against the Colonels. Yeah, for spiking the ball, and I don't know, John. I don't know. Those penalties, I don't know. You got to have a little enthusiasm. I guess you got to try to control it to an extent, but big game like this, you score a touchdown. You don't know if the young man said anything or not, but
well, it is. But the thing you have to understand if you're a player right now is you don't do anything that's going to hurt your football.
And this extra point's going to be very difficult, especially in these conditions. He's going to have to kick this one from the 25, so this is going to be a 35-yard extra point by Kevin Getz. High snap, and it's blocked. So Highlands blocking the kick, and again a big play there as it is 14-6, but the Colonels are on the board and back in this contest.
Well, it was just a huge play. They have all the momentum going, and you know, they end up with just a terrible situation trying to kick the ball from that point, and now puts them in a big hole. We'll see as the game goes along if that has a big effect on the football game.
And those extra points we'll be right back after this message.
It's our 140th anniversary at Mott's Jewelers in Covington, and to celebrate, we're having a great sale just when you need it. During November, you'll find savings up to 50% throughout the store on diamond rings, gold jewelry, watches, and unique gifts. Right now at Mott's, this spectacular diamond tennis bracelet is just $199, and this pair of quarter-carat diamond earrings is only $140. Do your Christmas shopping early or get something special for yourself at the anniversary sale at Mott's Jewelers in Covington.
We're back, and there you see Lynn Ray on the Covington Catholic sideline, and he'll be a little happier right now, although he's probably not happy about the penalty that and that block extra point. But the Colonels get on the board, and that's what they had to do, and trailing in this game 14-6.
Well, big change of momentum. They got the fumble there, and then they had to do what they needed to, and that was score a touchdown, and now you've got a football game.
Jets approaching the ball, and there's the kick. Fielded about the 15. And running straight up the middle, still going across the 35, out to about the 37, 38-yard line.
Number 34, Brian Dries in on the tackle there, and Holly's just set up a wedge and ran straight up the middle, and they end up with real good football field position here.
Gibson with the run, so the Bluebirds, as you say, decent field position, and they went backwards on their last series. So we'll see what the Bluebirds do here. Again, Highlands on top, 14-6. We've just started the second quarter. As the Birds in the shotgun. Hassan was in motion for the Birds, and Lorenzen looking to throw the football. And he's firing long downfield, and it is caught by Stinson. And there's a line, Stinson breaking away, and he goes in for a touchdown. Will Stinson, and the Birds coming right back. And what can you say, John? What a play.
Well, what a big play, and I think you've got a flag down. You're probably going to have a face mask here as well. And Stinson's made so many big plays for him over the last 2 years, and he just comes right across the middle, and they don't do a good job of covering the middle, and he's wide open, and Lorenzen gets the ball to him, and then he makes a great run.
As the cannon goes off here at Highlands, you see the smoke. Highlands coming right back 20-6. After it looked like Covington Catholic really captured a little bit of momentum in this game. Here's Chuk with the extra point try, and it is good. Highlands on top of Covington Catholic now, 21-6. And here we get another look at it.
You see, again, Lorenzen with plenty of time, steps up into the pocket, and Stinson's just going to run a deep post pattern right down the middle of the field. And after he makes a great catch, he keeps his feet moving, and Covington Catholic not doing a good job of making tackles there, and he heads straight on down to the end zone. Another big play for the Highlands Bluebirds, and now Covington Catholic finds themselves in a situation where they've got to come back again.
One more time, and Covington Catholic, as I said, appeared to have some of the momentum, but the Bluebirds, I'll tell you what, John, we talked about before the game tonight, really, how much Highlands has improved from they were a good team at the beginning of the year, but they just, I mean, that score last week, 52-0 over Ryle, really says something, and Billy, 21 points here in the first quarter in a minute, I guess, against a great Covington Catholic team.
Well, they really have, and Dale Mueller doesn't get enough credit for the great job he and his staff have done. This may be the most improved football team in Northern Kentucky throughout the year, and that's a scary thing to say, as good as they were to begin with. But they're more comfortable throwing the football now, and Lorenzen's throwing the ball better, and they're just doing a really nice job with it.
Here's the kick, and ball just kind of died there and picked up. And running to up to about the 35, 36-yard line. So the Colonels in business, trailing 21-6. That was number 49 on that return. That was Nick Lanham.
Number 30, Brian Burr, on the tackle for Highlands.
The Bluebirds 21, Colonels 6. And really, Covington Catholic now faced with what we were saying before. They need to move the ball, hang on to it, and get some yardage, in which they showed really on the last drive they have been able to move the ball a little bit.
They really have, and this is a senior ball club, and I think you're going to see them come right back here.
We talked about the Colonels. A lot of three-year starters on this team. And here's give, and absolutely nothing on that carry as four Bluebird defenders nail running back Matt Day. A lot of pursuit there, and they bowled him over. No gain and loss of yardage.
Well, they didn't get any movement at all up front with the Covington Catholic offensive line, and that's their forte, and they've got to be able to do that. And Highlands just stuffed it, and great pursuit to the football there by their defense.
The rain beginning to fall again here in Fort Thomas. And again, tough to gotta watch the fumbles in this situation. We've already had 3 in this game. And here's a handoff and a short gain on there. I believe that was Madden running with the football.
Great play by Derek Smith, and what a great football player he is on both sides of on the ball. And he's a kid that's going to be a major college prospect as well, and he can show his athletic ability on either side of the football.
Interesting article in the Post this week about Jared Lorenzen talking about, of course, Smith, a great basketball player as well, and Lorenzen trying to talk him into playing football and going as a package deal, and I would believe there's a lot of Division I coaches that would take that package.
If I was a college coach, I'd be recruiting him right now, I guarantee you.
Here we got a penalty down, and I don't know, too much time or illegal motion. Delay a game, I believe, against the Colonels. As the rain really starting to come down, maybe harder than it has all night here in Fort Thomas.
We've got 10:27 left here in the second quarter, and Covington Catholic headed back right in the middle of the mud on a big third down play here. It's going to be tough for them.
Jared Keys as the Colonel's in the shotgun. And a high snap, and another flag down.
I think you're going to get motion on Covington Catholic. I believe Keys moved before the ball was snapped.
So the Colonel's moving backward here, and this makes it awfully tough trying to get back in this thing.
Well, they've got to be smart here, Don, and not make a bad play and try and make something happen.
Just isn't there.
Yeah, they're going to spread them out here and try and make something happen, but they want to make sure that they don't give Highlands the ball back right here in their territory.
3rd and long for the Colonels. Covington Catholic on top, or trailing 21-6 in the rain in Fort Thomas. 3A regional championship game. Keys back to pass. Throwing long, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Stinson. Still running with the football. And the Bluebirds in business deep in Colonel territory.
Don, exactly what we're talking about. It was a situation where they're trying to make something happen with a really slick football, and
penalty down.
Ball got away from Keys a little bit and floated, and Stinson made a big play.
Here we get another look at it here.
You see Keys dropping back here, slipping a little bit, and you can see the ball as it's coming out. It slips out of his hand.
Stinson right there to pick it off.
Right there to pick it off, and then another great run back after he catches it.
So the Bluebirds in penalty against Highlands, but they will maintain possession of the football. Clipping against the Bluebirds on the return. So Highlands with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Covcalf 26-yard line. And again, I think Highlands looking to maybe supply the knockout here if they can put this one in the end zone. Especially with the rain coming down like it is, the field conditions only going to get worse, John. Here's Lorenzen looking to throw. Now he's going to run with the football. Still going. Lorenzen, and he's out of bounds. Inside the 5, I believe. Jared Lorenzen running with the football, and Highlands just so many weapons, John.
Well, they really do, and this is something you haven't seen Jared do a whole lot of throughout the season is scramble, but Covington Catholic is trying to put as many people in the secondary as possible to cover the pass. You see him coming over here to the right side, slips a tackle, and then turns it upfield. Scott Kuhnheinz down there blocking for him, gets a block, and then he's smart and runs out of bounds instead of taking the hit.
It's like they're down around the 10-yard line, so again, tough vantage point here at Highlands High School, but looking about the 10 of the Colonels. 1st down for the Bluebirds. And here's Lorenzen rolling with the football, still looking to pass. Throwing wide open and making the catch close to the goal line. And pick up that receiver as Wolf with the hit for Covington Catholic. And young man staggering around, and he'll need some attention. Trying to pick up who that is.
Tell you what, that was a great hit by Wolf. He came up and made a picture-perfect tackle to keep him from getting into the end zone. Again, Jared Lorenzen rolling out to the left side and just picking up time until his receiver can come across, and then does a great job of hitting his receiver.
So we'll get attention. So it'll be 3rd down for the Bluebirds. I think it might be Gibson, although we'll wait and see for sure. As he is attended to by the Highlands trainers. Highlands on top in this one, 21-6, and threatening to get a little more here. There you get a look at some of the crowd here at David Cecil Memorial Stadium. Again, a good crowd tonight despite the really lousy weather conditions.
I think anytime these two football teams get together, you're going to have a great crowd, whether it's snowing or raining or what's going on, because you know it's always going to be a great football game.
Definitely an intense rivalry, and really one that Highlands has rolled here recently as they've won 4 straight and trying to make it 5 tonight.
Well, again, you have to give Dale Mueller an awful lot of credit. This is a guy who's taken this program to, I guess, the top heights that you can get to, and just like this year, his staff has just done a great job of coaching, improving this football team as they've gone along throughout the year, and you know, they're obviously just playing super football right now.
And we're still waiting for the young man to get up. Still surrounding him. Highlands on top, 21-6.
I can see him moving around a little bit, so that's a really good sign. Looks like they're going to have a couple of guys come out and help.
He just really got drilled, and probably the wind knocked out of him. And coming off the field, and that was Noah Gibson. So appears to just have the wind knocked out of him, which is a good sign, as you say, John.
I'll tell you what, it's a great job of hanging on to the football with the shot that Tim Wolf gave him.
So Highlands close to the Covington Catholic goal line. As the Bluebirds are on top, 21-6. They're at the 1, and 2nd and goal from the 1. as Highlands threatening to break it open at this point. And Lorenzen over center. And he tries to take it in on the keeper, and he is over for the touchdown. Highlands. Touchdown Highlands, and it is the Bluebirds 27, Covington Catholic 6.
So, Don, what an impressive showing as Highlands is just taking control of this football game really from the very beginning. And you can see on the replay here, just a great job of coming off the football by the offensive line of Highlands. And then Jared Lorenzen, a pretty big fellow himself, just pushed it on across.
I was going to say, John, with Highlands, the quarterback's bigger than the lineman blocking for him.
Well, some of the news people over in Cincinnati call him the world's largest quarterback, and I think I can see why.
Damon Chuk lining up for the extra point, as he has been 3 for 3 on this wet night. 27-6, Bluebirds on top, and really in complete control of this game. And at this point, Covington Catholic, I think, knowing they can't get it all back, but they don't score on this next drive, they're going to be in a world of trouble, John, I think.
Well, I think you're going to see them spread it out now like they did in the second half against Highlands the first game. The problem here is you got rain and mud and a lot tougher conditions, but they're probably going to feel like that's what they're going to have to do at this point.
Yeah, we got a timeout here.
I think they're trying to get a towel out to dry the ball off.
And time's back in as Chuk will try the extra point. High snap, but he gets it away, and it is good. So Chuk 4 for 4 on the extra points, and Highlands on top of Covington Catholic by a score of 28-6, and 28-6. Highlands on top in this game, and John, Highlands was a favorite coming in tonight, but I think a lot of people have to be surprised at this score here in the first half.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. They, like I say, they have just really controlled it.
We'd like to thank Jerry and Del Brophy of Brophy Chevron and Ryder Truck Rental at the corner of Dixie Highway and Main Street in Florence. Family owned and operated since 1962, Brophy Chevron offers full and self-service gasoline along with full-service garage for tune-ups, oil changes, and most automotive repairs. So, again, a special thanks to Brophy's, as they also have Ryder rental trucks for your moving and business needs. Highlands getting set to kick off one more time, and as the Colonels set the return, 28-6. The score, Highlands on top, and you'd have to say pretty much in complete control of this one at this point.
Well, it's not going to help Covington Catholic now. The wind's kicking up and the rain's coming down harder. And
the conditions deteriorating
very much so.
And there's the kick. And fielded. Look back to about the 30-yard line, I think. So the Colonels in business at about the 30. So they're at their own 30, 1st and 10 for Covington Catholic.
Again, number 30, Brian Bear, in on the tackle on the special teams. He's done a nice job with the special teams tonight.
Colonels at their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Jared Keys calling out the signals as Covcath faced with a 22-point deficit. They're going to have to throw the football. They do, and incomplete. Real stick there by the Highlands defender. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for Covington Catholic.
Tell you, nice pass by Keys there, and he just needed to bring it down a little bit, and they've got to hang on to those, even though it was a good hit. The receivers are going to have to pull it in. They're going to have to make some big plays.
Yeah, you're going to get hit by this Highlands defense, that's for sure. 2nd down and 10 for the Colonels. As Colonels Jared Keys in the shotgun. And he's looking to throw, rolling. Still looking and firing, and completion to the far sideline. And close to the 40.
Again, I think you're going to see more of this, Don. Covington Catholic now starting to spread them out and throwing the football. I think you'll see them in the shotgun a lot the rest of this half.
And it's a first down.
Here's your replay here as Keys rolls out to his right. Good job of blocking there. And I tell you, it's tough to throw the football in this weather, and he puts it right on the line. Great pass.
So the Colonels at their own 40, 1st and 10. Keys again in the shotgun. Covington Catholic, you probably see a lot of passes here trying to get back in this thing. Keys looking. Now he's being rushed. Now he's being nailed for the sack. Number 72 in on that tackle for Highlands.
The man coming in on the tackle and putting the pressure on Jared Keys, and that's going to happen. They're going to have to be patient. They're going to probably give up some sacks here, but Keys is going to have to come up with the big plays when he gets the open receivers to move them down the field.
2nd and 14 at the 35 for Covington Catholic. A loss of about 6 on that play. So 2nd and 16 for the Colonels. There's Keys in the shotgun again, looking to throw the ball, and completes it over the middle to about the 44-yard line. And that completion, I believe, Chad Sumi with the reception.
Nathan Lindeman, number 65, on the completion. Ran underneath the coverage, and Keys doing a nice job of getting the football to him.
So the Colonels, 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 43-yard line of Covington Catholic. As players' numbers have become obliterated here for the most part, John. We got our work cut out for us. Pick up some of these guys. Keys back to throw. And incomplete and wide open was number 46, I believe, for the Colonels. And it was incomplete. Nick Lanham, the wide receiver, number 49, incomplete.
Big decision here by Coach Ray on 4th down, electing to punt. Covington Catholic famous for running their punt fakes on 4th down, so you might be ready for them to try something here, especially in the field position.
I guess unfortunately for them, the field's not great, but I'll tell you what, it's 28-6, you're down. You almost have to pull out all the stops, too, at this point.
Well, you really do. I'm sure Coach Mueller going out to tell his guys right now that they're looking for the fake punt. Again, I'm sure they've done a great job of scouting them, and this is something that Covington Catholic has had a lot of success with throughout the year, and I'm sure Dale's out there talking to them and reminding them to keep an eye on what they're doing and to pick up the receivers and make sure that they don't run a fake punt here.
You know, it's just really the big thing in this game is a standpoint that, you know, Highlands has been almost unstoppable on offense. And they've been unstoppable, let's face it, most of the year. And really, they've almost gone into almost another zone here in the playoffs, you know, especially starting last week. 52-0 over Ryle. They come out in this game and are up 28-6. And what can you say? Highlands, I think a ball club that at the beginning of the year, a lot of people didn't think they were as good as last year's team. But at this point, they are one incredible ball club.
Well, they really are, and the thing is you have to keep the ball away from their offense, and the teams that have done that throughout the year have played them close, and the teams that haven't, they've been out of it pretty quick.
Well, a lot of people say if Highlands would play Cincinnati Moeller now, they'd probably beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. I mean, they've improved that much. Here's the Colonels in the punt formation. And Keys unable to hang on to it, and he does get it away. So good job by Jared Keys getting that punt away. Gets a nice roll. Ball goes to the 20-yard line. And there's a case, I think Jared Keys keeping a good head there and able to kick the ball, gets a nice roll, so it turns out to be a good play for Covcap.
Yeah, you really do. You've got a senior there who's played in a lot of big football games, and he's not going to panic, and he gets a hold of the football, and he's smart enough to kick it quickly, and they got a great roll on it, and now they've got to put a big stop here and hopefully even get a turnover.
Yeah, exactly, because, I mean, the Colonels do have some field position here. Got Highlands back up at the 20. Here we get another look at it as Keys able to scoop the ball up
and kicking it real quick before anybody can get there.
Shear almost came in and got it, but it just missed it. Here's Highlands. Lorenzen looking to throw one more time, being rushed, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. That one almost picked off by a Colonel defender.
You know, Don, it's when you run this kind of offense, the one problem you have when you get a big lead is you can't really go to the running game at that point to try and run the clock, and that part of it's a little bit in Covington Catholic's favor. If they can come up with a turnover, they can get themselves back in the football game.
And this is a very good Covington Catholic team. I mean, we've talked a lot about Highlands tonight, and probably justly so. They're up 28-6. They're the third-ranked team in the state of Kentucky in AAA, and a lot of people think that this team is better than some of the past state champion Colonel teams. So a lot of experience and everything else, but Bluebirds have just been too much so far this evening. Here's Lorenzen looking to throw again, and he alludes in. He has some room. And throwing it wide open, Randy Stegman makes the catch, makes a nice move, still on his feet. Stegman to the 43-yard line, first down Highlands.
You know, Don, if you remember in the paper this week, a couple of Covington Catholic players said that Stegman was the guy they weren't real concerned with. They were worried about Derek Smith. And it sure looks like that Stegman has come out with an agenda here to prove his worth. Again, Lorenzen makes what I call a John Elway throw. It's all arm, and nobody else can do this, but with his strength, he lets it fly, and then what a great job Stegman's done running the football after he's caught it, and this young man's had a great game.
Of course, Jared Lorenzen, the first quarterback in history to throw for over 2,000 yards in a season in northern Kentucky. And I can remember last year everybody talking about Jared Lorenzen and how great he was, and I think he's better than they said he was. But he just had a fantastic year. And he's looking to throw the ball again, still looking and firing downfield, and the ball almost intercepted, and probably should have been intercepted there by Covington Catholic.
Number 44, Tom Foley should have picked that off, and that would have been a big play for him. Jared Lorenzen not making a real good decision there. Probably had a little more confidence in his arm than he should have on that one, but it's kind of hard not to when you've been as successful as he has.
Of course, remember in the first game, Highlands jumped out to a 24-6 lead and had that lead in the fourth quarter, and Covington came roaring back. As we mentioned earlier, in these conditions, it may be tough to really come back with a lot of points late in this game. So second down and 10 for Highlands. And Lorenzen again looking to throw as Highlands almost throwing on every play. Here's a completion and a first down to the Colonel 40-yard line, and that was to Nate Berkeley.
Just a great call by Coach Mueller and his staff. Covington Catholic rushing hard upfield, and they run the screen underneath, and Lorenzen just dumps it off. You watch it here, you can see Covington Catholic defenders coming hard upfield, and he just dumps it off right in front, and a lot of running room because of the rush upfield.
First and 10 for Highlands. They are at the Covcath 43-yard line. We're in the second quarter. Highlands already on top in this one, 28-6. As Highlands, amazingly, they're throwing about every play, John. Well, they hand off here, and running with the football is Pogue. Ben Pogue, a nice gain, and that's the thing with that. They've been so successful with the pass, the team starts thinking they're going to pass on every down. They give it to Pogue.
Well, they really do, and they spread them out there, and Covington Catholic only has one linebacker, and you're so worried about Lorenzen sprinting out, you see all of a sudden him coming inside. They don't have any linebackers inside to make the play, and I would imagine that may even be a call for Lorenzen if he only sees one linebacker inside, that he may even be able to check to that.
Highlands first down. They're inside the 30-yard line of Covington Catholic as Lorenzen looking to throw one more time. Still looking all the time in the world. Now he's being pressured. He throws, and it is intercepted at about the 15-yard line. Didn't catch the number on that, but picked off as big interception for Covington Catholic to stop the Highlands march.
Great coverage here by Covington Catholic. You can see Lorenzen has a lot of time, but Covington Catholic secondary doing a great job of covering the people, and I can't tell who made it either. I have no idea.
The number is obliterated, but the Colonels do come up with the ball. First down. And again, not sure how much time's left in this first half. 4 minutes and 25 seconds in the first half, thanks to our spectators here at Highlands able to help us out tonight. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
I tell you.
There we go. 4:22 left here.
Don, big series here for Covington Catholic. If they can get a score here before the half and go in with some momentum, then again they can look to what they did the first game and feel like they can come back. Keys needs to put a drive together here and get some points out of this drive.
Tell you what, John, besides the rain, I think it's dropped at least 10 degrees here since they've kicked off. Keys in the shotgun. And he's looking to throw and completes a short pass. And a fair amount of yardage on that play. And that was number 22 with the catch. Or Brad Roach, number 23, with the completion. There you see Keys. Roach with the catch.
Scott Kuhnheinz in on the tackle.
3rd and about 4, I believe they're calling it, for Covington Catholic. The Colonels desperately needing a first down. And Keys with the pass. But the Highlands defense there on the stop.
Great pursuit that time by Highlands as Keys tried to get it out quick and hopefully pick up the 3 or 4 yards that they need. But Highlands defense swarming, and they're over the tackle before he can get any yards.
So the Colonels being forced to punt here as the Bluebirds will get the ball and probably real decent field position.
Again, you have to be careful with Covington Catholic. They're liable to run a fake at any time. Let's see if Coach Ray tries to make something happen here or punts it away.
Randy Stegman back deep for the Bluebirds at about his own 42-yard line. And there's the punt. Stegman will just let this one roll out of bounds. So the Bluebirds will have the ball on about their own 37-yard line, we'll call it.
I'll tell you, Don, you talked about setting the record for yardage in Northern Kentucky. We may set a record for passes attempt tonight before it's over, the way the balls are flying.
That's for sure. Again, and then just when Highlands lulls you thinking they're going to throw every time, they give the ball to Pogue, and of course Noah Gibson, another good back, and they can get yardage. They've just got it all. They're just a tough team to beat.
Well, they really are, and again, they just read what you're trying to do defensively, and they do a great job of taking advantage of what you're not covering, and you can't cover it all.
1st and 10 for Highlands. At their own 37-yard line is Lorenzen once again in the shotgun. And he's back to throw. Looking, flag on down, but Lorenzen now with room to run. Across the 40 and gets out of bounds about the 44-yard line.
Should be a penalty here against Highlands from where the flag was thrown. I would imagine that this one will be coming back. May be wrong. It may be against Covington Catholic.
Yeah, it appears it is against Covington Catholic, so we'll have to see.
Maybe that's why I coach instead of do this for a living.
And still trying to check the penalty. Defensive holding, I believe, will be the call against the Colonels.
I tell you, I don't know if he's done it a lot this year, but Jared Lorenzen really running the football more and scrambling a little bit tonight.
And a first down for Highlands. Big 15-yard penalty puts the ball at about the 46-yard line of Covington Catholic. So big penalty, and really Highlands putting themselves in position where they may get one more on the board before the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I wouldn't be surprised here if they don't try the next couple of plays and go deep and try and get it down close to the end zone here.
Lorenzen again lining up in the shotgun. As Highlands has used, it's on the paper they'll do this 75%. I think it's a lot higher percentage tonight. Fake the poke, and Lorenzen looking to throw, and he is sacked. So Colonel D able to shine here tonight on that play.
Well, I'll tell you, Don, I don't have any idea what the number is, but he sure did a great job of coming from the right defensive side.
Either Greg Hammond or Mark Applegate. I think I saw the 5 being the second number there, but unable to see the first one.
Two guys putting the pressure on there, and that's what they've got to have.
I'm guessing it was Mark Applegate on that carry, but or on the tackle, but not certain on that. So second down for the Bluebirds. Lorenzen going back to pass again. Throwing long downfield, an incomplete overthrow. Stegman, the intended receiver, on the pass.
You know what happens with that too when you sack the quarterback in the weather like this, his hands get a lot muddier, and it's tougher the next time. Even though you got a clean ball and you change that every down, the towels get dirty, and it's a lot harder to get your hands clean for the next play.
So third down for the Highlands Bluebirds. Highlands on top 28-6 if you've just tuned in. Thanks for watching high school football playoff action on TKR6 Northern Kentucky's own channel. We'll have a game next week. It will be at Beechwood. Here's Lorenzen rolling with the football, still looking, throwing downfield, wide open, making the catch. And the completion, we got a flag down, so we'll have to see what that penalty is. And I believe it's going to come back.
Yeah, I believe this one's going to come back. I believe you're going to have a holding against Highlands.
So that negates that nice pass for the first down. It's been deep in Cubcat territory, but that one's coming back. So a number of penalties here tonight so far.
Yeah, it's really kind of surprising as well as these two teams are coached and this deep into the playoffs. You really don't normally see a lot of penalties by teams that get this far. We're closing down here towards the end of the first half. We've got 1:20 left, and let's see if Highland tries to get the first down. They've got a long way to go to get the first down.
We're back now at their own 36, 37-yard line, and they need to get to the 40, 35-yard line. The only clean jerseys are on the sidelines of the JV. And I think that's probably even more amazing, John, really. The field conditions not the greatest, and Highlands still able to, move the ball and score like they have been.
Well, believe it or not, it really is almost to their advantage if you don't have a lot of rain, because the receivers know where they're going and the defenders don't. And if you got a wet field but it's not raining hard, it makes it tough on the defense.
Third and a half a mile for the Bluebirds as Lorenzen going back to pass, looking. Still looking, and he is going to throw it far downfield, and it's knocked down by Covcat defender.
Interesting play there. I'm not sure who knocked it down, but instead of making the interception, he wanted to knock it down and make them punt instead of catching the ball, hoping that they can get better field position out of it. So let's see if that works for him.
Interesting strategy there. We're at about a minute to go here in the first half. A first half which has been dominated by the Highlands Bluebirds. They are on top in this game, 28-6. As you say, John, maybe the Colonel's hoping to get a good return here and have a little time to try to throw a few passes to the end zone.
Well, that's one thing you talk to your defensive backs about, is to know the situation, and nice job there of knowing the situation.
Here's the punt. And a high punt. And ball bouncing back and down. We'll see at the 30, looks like close to the 40, maybe about the 39-yard line. So the Colonels at their own 42-yard line. Check that.
42 seconds.
42 seconds to go in the first half. And yard line's hard to figure, but I think they're about the 37. So first and 10. The lines are just about gone, John, especially in the mid-center of the field.
Yeah, it's going to be even tough for the officials to place the ball from this point out. I think we got a timeout by Highlands. They didn't have some personnel in there, so Covington Catholic's going to get a little time to talk about it.
Again, I'd like to thank the folks here at Highlands High School for all their help in getting us set up here for tonight's game. As we are on the opposite side of the stadium as far as from where the stands are at.
I'll tell you, it is a great place to watch a football game. It's not a whole lot of fun to coach a football game here, but with the stands full and the crowd, it's really a neat atmosphere to play football here.
John, I've heard a lot of former coaches here at Highlands as well as the visiting coaches here say that this facility has just won this team a lot of games. This is a great team this year, but there have been some wins here by Highlands in past years that maybe, you know, the facility being the difference. Here's the Colonels back to the line. First and 10 as Keys going back to pass. Looking and firing. And a nice catch inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. And again, it's almost impossible to tell these numbers. And nice catch by that young man. Here we get another look at it. As Covcath in their hurry-up offense, as the chains, clock stopped as the chains are reset, but they're ready to go.
Well, great catch right in the middle of the field there.
And once again, Keys back to throw. And a completion down to about the 30-yard line. Clock still running.
John, I'll tell you, Jared Keys does a great job of setting his feet. He sees the field well. Nice ball there.
Timeout, Covington Catholic.
He has really become on to be a really, really good quarterback. He's really improved throughout the year this year.
There you get a look at the Highlands sideline. Yeah, Jared Keys, of course, you know, Lorenzen having such a great year overshadows a lot of young men, and your young man at Holmes this year, Brian Ferguson, had a good year.
Brian really did. He's a lot like Jared Keys. He really improved as the year went on, and obviously we're real excited about him just being a sophomore and adopted to our offense really well. And I think you're gonna hear some good things from him in the next couple of years.
Say, and congratulations to you, John, for the Holmes Bulldogs and the success that you've had this year, and certainly. You know, 7-5 record, and 3 of your losses were to these two teams here, 2 to Covcath, 1 to Highlands. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of. You go to the playoffs, knock off district champion Greenup County. So good year and a lot of good young players back. That's what you got to be really pleased with that.
Yeah, we're really excited about it, and a lot of credit to our kids for playing hard, and obviously they're the ones that make things happen.
Here are the Colonels. Again, trying to find some way to get in the end zone here as Keys going back to pass. And firing a long pass downfield, and it is caught. That is a touchdown to number 30, Mark Reardon. So Covington Catholic really doing what they absolutely had to do, John, and that scored a touchdown.
Well, you got to give these guys credit. They just never quit. You know, every time you think they're about out of it, they come up with the big play. You see the replay right here, and again, look at Jared Keys set his feet and puts the ball right on the money. And what a great catch as he goes up between 2 defenders to pull it down and then get it into the end zone.
Yeah, will the Colonels go for 2 here? It's 28-12.
Coach Ray calls timeout. I think he wants to talk it over, and I would imagine you will see him go for 2 here. It'll be interesting to see if they move the ball on the hash or keep the ball in the middle of the field. They have the option of putting it on the right or the left hash and maybe rolling out and giving Keys a chance to run or throw it, or if they'll keep it in the middle of the field.
Really, what a gutty drive by Covington Catholic. Not a lot of time left, and they were able to move it downfield thanks to the passing of Jared Keys.
Well, you would think that pass defense would be Highlands' forte as much as they probably see it in practice, but Covington Catholic had a lot of success throwing it against them last time, and they're seeming to have more success with that than running the football here.
Yeah, John, you kind of got the feeling this game might be over, but I'll tell you what, Covington Catholic coming back with that right before the end of the half here, just what the doctor ordered for them to get them back in this thing.
There's no doubt. They've got the momentum. The big thing is they got to keep Highlands out of the end zone before the half ends.
If there's still time on the clock, there's still time for Highlands to score, that's for sure. The Colonels are setting up for the two-point conversion try. As we mentioned earlier, they had after the touchdown, they had the penalty and moved back 15 yards and ultimately had the kick blocked as Keys looking to throw the ball. And he throws, and it is caught for the two-point conversion. So Highlands on top 28-14 as Covington Catholic comes back, scores the touchdown, and gets the two-point conversion. And John, here we get another look at it.
What a great job by Jared Keys. He starts to roll out to get everybody going to the right, and then all of a sudden throws it back into the middle there as he just hooks up. I'm not sure who that is, but great job by Jared Keys on that drive of getting them in the end zone. And like you said, Covington Catholic did exactly what they had to, and now they've got the momentum a little bit back in their corner.
I think a little confidence, too. They were able to stop Highlands, get the ball back, and score the touchdown. So 28-14.
And like I say, one of the problems with the offense that Highlands runs is they're not going to run any clock. You know, they're used to throwing the football, and I don't think they're going to go to running it now. And if you don't get the completions and you can get some turnovers, you can put yourself right back in the football game.
And of course, as we mentioned earlier, this is a senior-dominated Covington Catholic ball club, and really a team that isn't going to give up, and there's no need to right now. 28-14, they're in this thing. However, I think once we get into the second half, at the end of this first half, you know, the defense going to have to play a little better, and they really did there when they stopped Highlands when it looked like Highlands was going to go down and score another touchdown.
Well, they really did. They started getting more pressure on Lorenzen, and one of the things that Lorenzen's had a tendency to do here in the game is when he's gotten pressure, he's thrown it up a little bit, and that's exactly what Covington Catholic wants him to do. And so if they can continue to get some pressure on him and make him throw the ball up, they can create some turnovers.
So one thing, the rain has stopped, and it would be nice if we could have it in for the rest of the night, at least take that aspect away and let these teams go at it. As Getz getting set to approach the ball. Covcast student section really hopping now as there's the ball and fielded at about the 34-yard line. So Highlands in business at the 34. And as you say, John, how much we got? About
14 seconds, I believe.
13 seconds. That's plenty of time for Jared Lorenzen.
You send Derek Smith down the middle and throw it up, and you may have problems.
So Highlands at their own 34, first down and 10 yards to go. 28-14, Highlands on top of Covington Catholic in this 3A regional final from David Cecil Memorial Stadium in Fort Thomas. An enthusiastic crowd on hand for this one. Two of the top 3A teams in the state of Kentucky going head-to-head as Lorenzen completes a pass to Stegman. He's at the 45, gets about the 47-yard line. And Highlands, you'd expect to call a timeout here, and with Lorenzen's arm, they could throw one to the end zone.
Well, a big mistake there by Stegman. He should have gotten to the out-of-bounds line and lost 2 or 3 seconds there dancing around trying to get extra yards, and Highlands has to call timeout.
So at this point, you got to figure they will probably throw to the end zone. Lorenzen's got the arm. He can get it there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. I think they'll throw it deep. You know, it's interesting. Coaches have different philosophies, and a lot of coaches would have knelt on it and been satisfied to go in up 28-14. Coach Mueller kind of has a reputation of being a little bit of a gambler, and he's going for more.
10 seconds left on the clock.
Again, Stegman needing to get out of bounds there had to cost him a timeout. If he'd have gotten out of bounds there, they may have been able to get a little bit closer down field before they threw it up to the end zone with the timeout.
not sure if Highlands has another timeout or not. So, and that could be a key too. Maybe you don't have to go for it all. You can get half of it now, then try to put one in the end zone. Maybe the odds a little bit more in your favor. But the Bluebirds at their own 47-yard line with a 1st and 10 seconds to go in the first half. And here's Lorenzen looking, now being rushed, and he gets away, still looking, and he is going to heave it downfield, and it is intercepted. Intercepted close to the end zone as the first half comes to an end. Highlands on top of Covington Catholic 28-14, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Dusing Brothers Ice is a proud sponsor of Northern Kentucky sports. Dusing Brothers Ice on Dixie Highway in Erlanger stands for quality. Quality from the start. From the purest and cleanest ice to the best service and the friendliest people. Dusing Brothers Ice has stood behind their quality for over 65 years. Quality service to the entire greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. Whenever you shop, if you see a Dusing Brothers Ice box, tell them you saw it on TKR Cable. Dusing Brothers Ice on Dixie Highway in Erlanger. Stop in soon.
I'm Ben Stein. I don't sing. However, I do enjoy fierce competition and the advancement of knowledge, both of which you'll find in abundance on my TV show.
Win Ben Stein's Money is a new game show for those who stayed awake in class. It pits contestants against Ben Stein, the first game show host with the guts to put his money on the line. Win Ben Stein's Money every Monday through Thursday at 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. at Comedy Central.
On TKR Channel 60.
Welcome back to Highlands High School. Don Weber along with Coach John Vandermeer of Holmes High. It is 28-14. Highlands on top of Covington Catholic. And we're going to go present our halftime piece here. And it's about a young man on the Highlands sideline who has really changed his life around here in 1997. Here's Wes Akers with the story.
He wears number 61 and is a lineman for the Highlands Bluebirds junior varsity football team. Sophomore Brian Pratt hopes to play center for the varsity by the time his high school career is over. But even if he does, that won't be his biggest accomplishment. Not long ago, Brian Pratt didn't really see a future in football.
A year and a half ago, I wasn't going to be on the football team. Highlands football wasn't in my lifestyle. When I was 325 pounds, you just can't play the game when you're that overweight at Highlands.
That's right. Brian weighed 325 pounds. It was in April of last year during spring vacation that he made up his mind. Enough is enough. I was on the beach and
I just felt funny being down there totally, and I just look at myself and just real like I looked at everybody else and I knew I looked totally different.
And so Brian decided he was going to drop 100 pounds over the summer of '96, a goal that worried his mother.
And I said, "Oh, Brian, now that's really setting your goals just a little bit unrealistic." And he said, "No, I mean it. I'm going to go back to school and nobody's going to know me." And sure enough, to the day when he went back to school, he had dropped off 100 pounds and people didn't know him.
I told my mom when I started that I would lose 100 pounds by the time I got to school. So that was from the 27th of April to I think we went back to school 25th of August. So by the time I got back to school, I had lost 100 pounds. And
Brian enrolled in the Healthy Habits program here at St. Luke Hospital, where he learned the benefits of a low-fat diet and an intense exercise program. Brian lost a total of 140 pounds and went from a size 54 waist all the way down to a size 36. Exercise physiologist Wiley Piazza says Brian deserves all the credit.
His drive, his commitment to making himself better, and he had some internal goals and some goals he'd set for himself, and he was determined to get there. Quite an incredible kid.
Brian's weight loss has literally changed his life, and his family's as well. A typical family dinner now features pasta, salad, low-fat bread, and diet soda. It's also changed Brian's outlook on the football field, where he wants to follow in the footsteps of his brother Jason, starting center on last year's state championship team. Bluebirds coach Dale Mueller says that goal is now within Brian's reach. A year and a half ago, it was not.
Well, he wouldn't have contributed with that amount of weight. He just was too big. But now he can contribute. He's in the battle to be a varsity offensive lineman. And
Brian not only has a football goal, but thanks to his weight loss, he also has a career goal as well. He wants to become a dietitian, specializing in helping young people with weight problems.
I can feel their pain. I see what they're going through. Need to know that they can change the way they are. It's not impossible. I don't think anything's impossible along the way. You can do it if you want to.
And we're back here. There's a story on Brian Pratt here. It's the kickoff. And ball muffed there at about the 15, right up to the 20, at the 25. And still running with the football. And he may go. And he dragged down. Not sure who that was. Near the 45-yard line, and John, here comes Covington Catholic.
Well, I tell you what, the first 3 minutes are going to be really important. Anytime you come out and you're the team behind, you have to establish it. And if Josh Hashton, number 10, hadn't made the tackle there, he may have gone all the way. And Covington Catholic in great field position here. It'll be interesting to see if they come out throwing or if they go back to running their regular offense.
Colonels looking like they are at their own 46, 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, the numbers, especially Covington Catholic, pretty much obliterated by mud. Really tough to pick up most of them. But Keys looking to throw the football. In a bad snap, but he's able to pick it up. And he avoids the rush. Now has room to run, but throws, and it's complete at the Highlands 42-yard line.
Again, Don, what a great job by Jared Keys, the senior quarterback for Covington Catholic. Picks the ball up off the ground and scrambles and then finds the open receiver. Covington Catholic going with the no-huddle offense here. Let's see if it causes Highlands some confusion.
So the Colonels moving the football as they get the first down. So 1st and 10 for Covcap at the 41 of the Bluebirds. And Keys from the shotgun. Complete to the far sideline. There's a gain of about 6 or 7 yards.
I'll tell you, I really like this, Don. Great move by Coach Ray and his staff. Highlands a little bit on their heels right now, and Covington Catholic taking advantage of what they're giving them and just doing a controlled passing game down the field.
In a game of about 7, it looks like, so 2nd down and 3 for the Colonels as Keys from the shotgun looking. Avoids a tackle and then throws wide open, making the catch, number 20, and it knocked out of bounds. Tom Hoyer with the catch, and the Colonels.
Nathan Lindemann
at about the 10.
Nathan Lindemann making the touchdown saving tackle, and again, Jared Keys, what a great job he's doing, moving them down the field here.
Here we get another look at it. Keys again scrambling, and what a pair of quarterbacks we've got here tonight. Jared Keys and Jared Lorenzen.
They are playing well.
And Keys in the shotgun. Throwing the ball, incomplete. He had a receiver out there, but ball incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Colonels.
You know, Don, Covington Catholic's got to feel really good about coming out the second half. They're not down as much as they were the first game, and they had all the momentum there at the end of the half. And again, with the no-huddle offense, I think it's really put them on their heels.
2nd down and 10. The Colonels at about the 13-yard line of Highlands. 28-14. Bluebirds on top. Colonels trying to cut the margin even further. They were down at one point 28-6 in this game. Keys out of the shotgun. Firing over the middle, incomplete. 3rd and 10. Again, the Covington Catholic offense. Jared Keys at quarterback. And tailback Jeremy Madden, fullback Matt Day. And the center Kevin Getz. The guards Ryan Plackey and Mark Mangine. The tackles Ryan Kendall and Kurt Doolin. And the ends Nick Lanham and wide receiver Chad Sumi. So 3rd and 10 for Covington Catholic. Again, you have to figure probably in 2-down territory at this point.
Covington Catholic spreading them out.
Keys back to pass looking, throws incomplete. Ball might 4th down. And again, you expect the Colonels to go for it though at this point. but it will be 4th and 10.
Well, Don, I'm not sure it's not more important to get some points on the board here. Looks like Coach Ray's going to probably go for it. You drive it all the way down here. You want to come away with some points and keep that momentum going.
4th down. As the Colonels go for it, and the Covcalf fans come to their feet, so do the Bluebird fans. 4th and 10. Keys back to pass, throws, and it's complete, but he's going to be short of the 1st down. So the Highlands Bluebirds defense holds, and Jared Lorenzen and his teammates will come out for their first offensive series of the second half.
Covington Catholic here, they're running him off and then just bringing the receiver out into the flats. You see there, great tackle. I'm not sure who the number is, but he does a real nice job of bringing him down and preventing him from getting the 1st down.
Of course, Highlands backed up deep in their own territory. They are at their own 9, so I guess important for Covcast D to do the job. And Highlands, of course, wants to get out of the shadow of their own goal line. And Lorenzen deciding to run with the football, and he has all kinds of room. Jared Lorenzen, excuse me, that's number 8 running with the ball. We'll pick up who
Don, that'll be Jared Lorenzen.
6.
What they've done is put a new jersey on.
Okay. Totally threw me. Jared Lorenzen wearing number 6. Running with the football, and he gets close to the 40-yard line.
What you do there, you put a new jersey on him, and that way he's not wet and he's not cold. He doesn't have the mud on his jersey. He can wipe his hands off better, and they just changed jerseys at halftime to get him a clean jersey.
1st and 10 for Highlands at the 39. So Jared Lorenzen now wearing number 6 in this game. As Highlands gaining 30 on that play. And there's Ben Pogue, and Pogue is stopped. Maybe a gain of 1 to the 40, Ben Pogue. And it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Highlands Bluebirds.
Great job, I believe, by Wolf that time, sniffing out the draw and bringing him down.
What a couple of big plays there. The Highlands defense stopping Covington Catholic, and then the 30-yard run by Jared Lorenzen, getting them out of the shadow of their own goal line, and the Colonels out to the 40. And really, how big was that Covington Catholic moved the ball down there and couldn't score to close the gap to within 1 touchdown. And Lorenzen fakes the handoff and looking to throw the ball, and overthrows the intended receiver, incomplete.
You're talking about the points, Don, and I think that's a big key. And Covington Catholic, if they could have gotten it in there, it changed the whole face of the game. But if they can stop them here and they've got a 3rd and 10, they're still in good shape. And again, Highlands has got to be ready for that no-huddle offense if Covington Catholic comes back out with it.
And again, as we were talking about, John, really, not a lot of time goes off the clock when Highlands has the ball, so a ton of time left in this game, and as we say, it's 28-14. But Highlands has made a habit of coming up with big 3rd down completions here from Lorenzen. We'll see if he can do it again here. And he's looking to throw. Now still running with the football, still going, flag down. Lorenzen still with the football. He's still scrambling, and he throws, and the ball is tipped and caught. Caught by number 25, and that is Shane Rowe. But I think the penalty is going to be against Highlands.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jared Lorenzen is going to be awful tired. He did an awful lot of running for nothing, because they are definitely going to bring this back. But what an athlete to be able to move around like that in this weather and complete the pass there, and just a big play to bring it back. And again, it's a big play for Covington Catholic, because now they're going to have 3rd and longer. They don't get the completion. You watch him here scrambling around as he gets ready to take the snap.
I tell you, I think that might have been Stegman. I think they may have changed his jersey too.
You can see Lorenzen scrambling here, trying to find somebody open. You see the flag being dropped right there.
What a job by Jared Lorenzen, though.
he is just a tremendous athlete, and he makes things happen. And the big thing is he finds open receivers. He's falling down there, and he still gets the completion.
3rd and 24 for the Bluebirds, so a big penalty, because it appeared Highlands was in pretty good position with the first down. And here's Lorenzen looking to throw the football. Still looking, and he is hit. Fumbled, and Covington Catholic with the recovery at the Bluebird 23-yard line. Lorenzen, I don't think saw that tackle coming as he was hit. The ball popped free, and the Colonels with excellent field position.
I believe that's Tim Wolf that's getting the fumble here, and he, as you say, he doesn't see, Lorenzen doesn't see him coming up, and Covington Catholic is getting more and more pressure on Jared Lorenzen as this game goes on, and they're starting to create some turnovers.
1st and 10 for Covington Catholic. They are at the Highlands 23. Keys in the shotgun. He's going to run with the football. Keys still on his feet inside the 15. Jared Keys with the run.
God, if you remember, he threw for over 100 yards and ran for over 100 yards in the first game, and I think he's going to be pretty much their running attack in the second half.
Here we get another look at it as you see Jared Keys, and
strictly a run and play, just the quarterback draw, and Jeremy getting as many yards as he can.
What a battle this is turning into. 2nd down in about 5 for Covington Catholic. Keys looking to throw. He does. Incomplete. 3rd and 5.
Great pressure that time by Brian Verhees, number 88 for Highlands, making Keys get rid of the ball quicker than he wanted to.
3rd down for Covington Catholic. And again, really in 2-down territory here.
But got to get some points out of this drive.
I agree with that. They've had 2 opportunities here where they've gotten inside the 20. And Covington Catholic, as the Highlands D digs in, both fans on their feet. Here's a pass. I believe it was tipped. And it's incomplete.
Ryan Kendall, number 77, I believe, makes the tip there. And, number 37.
And it will be 4th down, for Covington Catholic, as really this will be a big defensive stand for Highlands. This will be their 2nd one they've had here in this 3rd quarter.
Big play here in the ball game. Covington Catholic needs to get a 1st down or get a touchdown.
He's in the shotgun, and he's going back to throw. He's got some time, still looking, throws, and is incomplete. Penalty marker down. We'll have to see what the penalty is here.
I believe it's going to be against Covington Catholic.
And if that is the case, Highlands will decline it, and they will get the football. So the defense for Highlands doing the job one more time, as Covington Catholic has knocked on the door twice, only to be turned away both times. So the Highlands D shining here in this second half thus far.
You know, it's really tough when you're a run-oriented team all year, and all of a sudden you're going to the passing attack. You get down towards the goal line, it's a lot harder to score throwing the football, and Covington Catholic having a hard time from the passing-oriented attack here, getting the ball in the end zone.
So Highlands really dodging a bullet here a couple of times, and especially on that turnover. Giving Covcat the ball at the 23, and they were able to stop him. So here's Jared Lorenzen in the shotgun for Highlands. 1st and 10 for the Bluebirds. Lorenzen looking to throw, still looking, and he is sacked. As you say, John, Covington Catholic's D has found a way to get to Jared Lorenzen.
They're really getting pressure. They're getting upfield now, and Lorenzen having a harder and harder time finding receivers. You see Lorenzen making the play fake there and dropping back, and he really doesn't have time to set his feet before he's hit and brought down. I'm not sure the number on the player, but great job of keeping the containment, keeping him from getting outside, kept him more in the pocket, and they bring him down. Highlands has got to get some offense going here.
Loss of about 7 or 8 on that play, so 2nd down and 17, 18 yards for the 1st down. And again, Highlands in the shadow of their own end zone once again. And Lorenzen Lorenzen running with the football, and a short gain on that play. It's really Covington Catholic's defense really starting to look good.
They really are. They've gone more to a zone defense instead of the man defense they were trying to play earlier, and they're getting some rush from their up front people. And Highlands, look for Highlands here to go to Stegman or Smith and try and go to one of their steadfast players and get a first down here. I don't think they'll try anything fancy, but let's see if they go to Stegman or Smith.
They need to get out to about the 27-yard line, so third and say about 13, 14 yards to go for the first down. So Lorenzen will throw the ball once again, it appears. Lorenzen looking, still looking, got all day here to throw the football. Now he's being rushed. Now he gets rid of the ball. It's incomplete, and he was almost sacked there near his own goal line, but able to get rid of it. A good job really of getting rid of that football because that was close to a possible safety.
Well, it really was. You got to really give Covington Catholic secondary a lot of credit here. He's got a lot of time to throw, but he doesn't have anywhere to throw it to, and they're doing a great job of coverage and keep preventing Lorenzen from finding an open receiver, and then their defense is being able to make the sack or make him throw the ball before he wants to.
So we've got Highlands punting from their own end zone. So the Colonels should get good field position one more time here. 28-14. Highlands on top of Covington Catholic. And there's a ball fielded at the 35, and he's about the 30-yard line. So the Colonels starting at the Highlands 30. First down and 10.
Great job by the punt returner there, catching the ball in the air, not letting the ball hit the ground and roll, and then he gets 10 yards after the catch. Covington Catholic again with a great field position. They have got to put some points on the board here.
They have had their opportunities here in the third quarter. It has been played at the Highlands end of the field, and so far, no score, 28-14, but the Colonels start this drive at the Bluebird 30. Low snap to Lorenzen. He picks it up and fires over the middle, and they roll it an incomplete, which is a good call.
Good call by the official there. The ball definitely hit the ground before he caught the ball.
Second down and 10 for Covington Catholic.
Here you see on the replay, Keys throwing the football, and it's hard to tell there, but it definitely hit the ground before it went into his hands.
Second and 10.
You know, something really important here, Don, is the center needs to get the ball up. If it's hitting the ground before Keys is getting to it, he's throwing a muddy ball instead of a clean ball.
Second down and 10 for the Colonels. And Keys running with the football and still on his feet. Jared Keys got the first down inside the 20.
Great job by the Covington Catholic staff there. They spread them out. There was only one linebacker. He's responsible for tackling Jared Keys, and if he doesn't make the tackle, then he's going to run the football. You see him right here coming right up with quarterback sneak, number 40 right there. He's responsible for the quarterback. If he doesn't make the play, then there's nobody to tackle him because everybody else is covering the receivers.
And a first down for Covcath. They are at the 20-yard line of Highlands, as the Colonels trying for the third time here in the third quarter to get it into the end zone and draw closer in this 3A regional championship game. And they're running with the football, I believe, is Madden for a good gain inside the 15.
Again, I think a great move by the Covington Catholic staff. They're getting the ball into the red zone here, and they go back to giving Jeremy Mattingly the ball, and I think that's a good idea in getting more of running their regular offense when they're down here close to the goal line.
I'll tell you, the momentum that Highlands had really in the first half appears to be gone, and if Covcath puts this one in the end zone, this is just maybe anybody's game at this point, John. The complexion of this game's really kind of changed here a little bit, but to the credit of the Highlands defense, they've played well too, and really 3 times Covcath's been close, and this is their third time here in the third quarter.
Well, it really has, and you can see Highlands getting a little bit frustrated offensively. I think secondary-wise, they're really doing a great job of coverage and not giving Lorenzen an open receiver, and then they're able to get the rush from there. Like I say, I think Covington Catholic's done a good job of going back to more of their running attack here, and let's see if they have a little bit more luck getting it in the end zone.
Second down for the Colonels. Second and about 4 at the 14. And here's Madden running with the football. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 yards on the play. Jeremy Madden, and can't really see his number, but it's real tough. But Madden running with the football.
Again, credit Highlands for changing their offensive players' jerseys. Jeremy Madden has mud all over his jersey. There's no place for him to wipe his hands right now. Yeah. He's got a clean jersey on. He might be able to get a little more grip on the football.
Yeah, obviously the ball muddy at this point. It's wet, and that's always a factor as far as turnovers, obviously fumbles. Here are the Colonels. Third and maybe 2. And they run it with Madden again, and Madden stopped short, I believe, of the 10. He may be a little short of the first down.
What a great play by Nathan Linderman coming from the left side of the defensive line to bring Madden down before he can get the first down.
So 4th down and 1 to 2 yards to go, probably about 1, a long 1 yard. Here we get another look.
Watch Nathan Lindemann from the left side of the defense coming right there and making the play. Good tackle. Lindemann is a heck of a football player.
Here we go. 4th and 1 for Covington Catholic. They're at the Bluebird 11. And Madden straight ahead and still running with the football down to the 5. 1st and goal, Colonels.
What a great run by Jeremy Mattingly, Don, keeping his feet moving, spinning through there. He got more than enough for the first down. Covington Catholic now 1st and goal.
1st and goal.
Get on the replay here. Watch Jeremy Madden keep his feet moving. Good lean on the shoulders, spins right off of the tackler, and almost gets in the end zone. Great run.
Covington Catholic with a 1st and goal. They are at the Bluebird 5-yard line. As the Highlands D digs in. And here's Madden running straight ahead. Jeremy Madden close to the goal line and over. Touchdown, Covington Catholic. It is a 28-20 ball game.
And again, Don, you got to give Covington Catholic's coaching staff a lot of credit. They went back to the running game once they were inside the 30-yard line, which they're more comfortable with down there. Here's the replay on it, and again, watch Jeremy Madden come back to this side, find the hole, the great push by the Covington Catholic offense, and gets it in the end zone.
Kevin Getz will attempt the extra point as it is, looks like it's begun to rain a little bit again. Complexion of this game has definitely changed. There's no doubt about that. As Getz in the all-important extra point, and he kicks it through, so it is 28-21. Covington Catholic has pulled back to within 7 of the Highlands Bluebirds. And we'll be right back after these messages.
If business is your game, play the game our way at Gabo Sports. Gabo Sports on the corner of Dixie Highway and Stevenson Road in Erlanger is ready to professionally reproduce your company's logo on a variety of specialty items. From start to finish, your custom embroidery and silkscreen order is performed entirely in-house using state-of-the-art computer imaging. Our 15 years experience will promote your company by personalizing anything from t-shirts and caps to leather jackets, inexpensive pens and pencils to fine-etched crystal, and all items in between. For professional advertising, play the game our way at Gabo Sports in Erlanger.
2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Highlands 28, Covington Catholic 21. John, this has become the game we thought this was going to be before we started tonight.
Well, it really has, and now all the pressure is on Highlands offense. It's been on Covington Catholic's offense all night, and now Highlands has to come up with the drive and give their defense a rest and put a drive together, move it down the field, and try to get in the end zone and take some of the momentum away from Covington Catholic.
Kevin Getz set to kick off for the Covington Catholic Colonels as the Colonel cheering section now really spirited. And Highlands, frankly, needs to get a decent drive to go on at this point because they have not had field position here in this third quarter.
They really do.
There's the ball taken up and Still running with the ball at about the 35-yard line, so Highlands will have the ball at their own 35, 1st and 10. They have seen their 22-point lead cut to 7, 28-21. Highlands on top as Jared Lorenzen comes in, and of course Dale Mueller would like to see this offense, if not score, at least get a couple first downs and really get some decent field position.
Well, they really need to. Again, let's see if they go back to Stegman and Smith to try and come up with a couple of plays here. They've been awful quiet since middle of the second quarter.
You know, one of the big keys, really, Lorenzen had all day in the first half. He has not had all day for the most part here in this third quarter. And here's Lorenzen looking to throw, and he throws in. It's a completion, and that one to number 88, and I got a feeling that is... You got to say they're ruling it an Let's see what they're ruling here. They're saying that he did not have possession of it.
That's Derek Smith on the play. They changed his jersey as well. And I think that's a great call by the official. You watch it on the replay here, I think you're going to see Derek Smith does not ever have control of this football. You see him bobbling it there. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe he did. It almost looked like a fumble.
I think it was a fumble.
I think he got it.
I think that was a bad call by the official on that play.
I think you're right.
Because it looked like the ball was actually knocked out of Derek's hands. It looked like he did have control of it.
I think you're right. I think the defender got a hand and knocked it out.
2nd and 10. Break for Covington Catholic there as official ruling it incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Lorenzen in the shotgun for Highlands. Looking to throw. Ball is tipped and falls incomplete. 3rd and 10. Again, the Covcat D doing the job.
Highlands trying to run a screenplay there with Covington Catholic's defense coming upfield, and somebody got a hand on it before he could get the ball to the receiver. I'll tell you, this is a big play here. If they can hold them here and get the football back, obviously all the momentum's in Covington Catholic's side right now.
3rd and 10 for Highlands. They need a first down. Covington Catholic fans, of course, say they need a stop here to get the ball back. Lorenzen in the shotgun. 3rd down for the Highlands Bluebirds. And he's looking to pass. Lorenzen being rushed. Throws it. It's complete to Smith. Derek Smith, a big reception. First down Highlands as he looks like he gets to about the Covcat 45.
And again, Don, they go back to their top two people. The last couple of passes have been complete to Smith, and I think that's what they have to do. They've got to get the ball on the money, guys, and that's Stegman and Smith. You see Smith again coming across. Great pass by Lorenzen, and then Smith turning upfield to get as many yards as he can, and I think you're going to see him throw to Stegman and Smith a lot the rest of the game.
At the 48, so 1st and 10 for Highlands. They're at the Covcat 48-yard line. Late here in the third quarter, 3A regional championship game. And Lorenzen running with the football, and he has all kinds of room. Jared Lorenzen running for the first down to the 30-yard line.
Don, this is an adjustment that the Highlands coaches made at halftime, seeing that the middle of the field is not being protected by any linebackers from Covington Catholic, and Lorenzen making the fake and then just running the quarterback draw right up the middle of the gut, and nobody there to tackle him, and he does a nice job of getting downfield. Great adjustment by the Highland coaching staff at halftime to pick that up.
First down for Highlands. They are near the 30-yard line. That's about all we can tell at this point. The yard markers are totally obliterated. Yard lines. As Highlands looking to answer the Covington Catholic score. Lorenzen with a bad snap able to pick it up. And a short gain, maybe none at all, but Lorenzen just lucky to get that football.
Yeah, again, you got both sides running the shotgun, and the football probably getting harder and harder to handle, and now you've got the rain coming again, and a lot of pressure on both of these centers to get the ball back to their quarterbacks, and that time they didn't execute it.
There was a big purple H painted at the 50-yard line before this game. There is no sign of it now, John.
It is long gone.
2nd down. And Lorenzen looking to pass. Still all kinds of time. Still looking to pass a penalty marker down. Jared Lorenzen, just look at him. Still looking to throw. Now he's going to run with the football. He's out of bounds. Again, a flag down.
You're either going to have a push against Highlands or a hold against Covington Catholic here.
We'll have to see what the penalty. Again, the flag thrown fairly early in that play.
Highlands coach is appearing that it's going to be against Covington Catholic.
And it is going to be a hold against the Colonels.
Covington Catholic's defense doing a great job of coverage, but when you got a quarterback running around that long, it's really tough to stay up with those receivers.
So Highlands will get the ball, or will maintain possession and have a first down as they are moving the ball down towards the Covington Catholic goal line.
What a great battle of two great football teams. Neither one of them refusing to quit, answering each other. You can't say enough about either one of these football teams tonight.
It's definitely turned into a classic football game, despite the field conditions and really the lousy weather tonight. Jared Lorenzen. Highlands with the at the line of scrimmage. Lorenzen in the shotgun. And it gives off to Pogue, I believe, and short gain there.
Highlands trying to get the first down here. I don't know if they've got it or not. It's going to be real close.
And that is going to be the end of the third quarter. Covington Catholic 21, Highlands 28. We've got 12 minutes, at least 12 minutes of football left. We'll be back with the final quarter after these messages.
What's new at H&W Sports? A lot. H&W has a store packed with great name sporting goods. Everything from hats and tees to team equipment and accessories. Our state-of-the-art graphic design studio can customize any order for screen printing or embroidery. Take advantage of our knowledgeable staff to outfit your team or your player. And while you're there, check out the conference room dedicated to Coach Jim Connor. So swing into H&W Sports, Turfway Road in Florence.
We are back at David Cecil Memorial Stadium for the final quarter of this 3A Regional Championship game. The Highlands Bluebirds lead the Covington Catholic Colonels by a score of 28-21. Don Weber along with Holmes head football coach John Vandermeer in a game which has really turned into a battle. No doubt about that.
Classic battle between two great football teams. One of the things you've seen both coaches make some great adjustments at halftime and in the second half, and the other teams had to counter it, and it's just, like you say, it's just a classic battle of two of the finest teams in the state 3A.
Highlands at the 20-yard line.
When you see the rain coming down, as it's starting to rain a lot harder.
Third and short yardage here for the Bluebirds. As Lorenzen decides to run with the football, and he's got the first down. Jared Lorenzen. As the rain, as you say, John, coming down again.
Tell you what, big play there, and kind of an unusual call. Spread him out and went into the shotgun, and then just ran the quarterback sneak out of it. And again, using the power and strength of Jared Lorenzen to get the first down.
First down for Highlands. They are inside the Cov-Cath 20.
Look for him to go up top here to Smith or Stegman here to try to get a touchdown.
What has been billed as the real 3A state championship game, living up to all expectations tonight. And Lorenzen looking to throw the ball. And throws a high pass in the air. Ball is tipped and incomplete. Ball was probably out of bounds anyway.
Great play there by Nick Latham, number 49, and knocked the ball down, and on the track there came down hard, but looks like he's going to be okay.
Second down and 10 for the Bluebirds of Highlands High School. Been a big series for both teams. I think Highlands feeling like they need a touchdown to take some of the momentum away from Covcath. Covcath, of course, would like to have a stand here and get the ball back for their offense to possibly tie this game up.
Nobody covering right out here. Covington Catholic slow to get over to cover. Rumble!
And I'm not sure. I think Covington Catholic may have gotten that ball, and they did. So the Colonels come up with the recovery and a big turnover.
Tell you what, an interesting play there, Don. They weren't covering wide out, and I think Lorenzen was trying to get the snap as fast as he could, and may have pulled out before he had a hold of the football.
So a break for the Colonels as they have the ball at about their own 21-yard line. We are early in the fourth quarter. 28-21, Highlands on top.
Tell you, Don, Jared Lorenzen came over holding his hand, coming off the sideline. May have hurt his hand a little bit there.
The ball's got to be slippery, and Covcath's going to have the same problem hanging on to it. Here's Keys looking to run with the football. He's being rushed. And he is tackled for the sack, but a penalty down. I got to believe that'll probably be a face mask against Highlands, maybe.
I'll tell you what, great decision by Jared Keys. He could have tried to throw the ball there and make something happen and could have had a turnover. Instead, he hung on to it and was willing to take the sack.
Here we go. Here we're going to look at it. And unfortunately, he's kind of blocked out there.
Hard to see, but he was calling for the face mask you see there, and the flags come down. Again, really smart play by Keys. He has really grown up throughout this year, and I think earlier in the year he may have tried to throw that football, and now he kept it down, and big play for them.
15 yards against Highlands. Here we're going to look at Jared Lorenzen. They're looking at his hand, so that's not good for Highlands.
I don't know if he maybe got a hand stepped on or something when they were trying to scramble for the football there.
So Covington Catholic with the ball, first down. They get a 1st and 5. Looks like they got the ball about the 26-yard line. 5-yard penalty on that, and they're running with the ball. I believe Madden. It's just hard to tell, but he's getting the ball 90% of the time. That's probably a good guess, John.
Well, again, I think it's a great decision by the Covington Catholic staff. They don't have to throw the football now. You know, they're back to a one-touchdown game. What they want to do is control the clock, move it down, and put the ball in the end zone so they can mix it up a little bit more. It's really now more their type of football game.
Of course, they came back in game number 1 only to fall 2 points short on a missed Kevin Getz 42-yard field goal try at the gun. And here they are down 28-21. There's Jared Lorenzen holding the football, and still looks like might have a problem with the hand. Here's Madden again, very short gain on that carry. But he was trying to get the first down and may have gotten it. We'll have to see.
Looks like he's going to be short, Don, so it's going to be a third down, big play here.
So 3rd down for Covington Catholic. 3rd down and 1 yard to go, and a big play for the Colonels as they try to keep the drive going. And of course the Highlands D wants to dig in and stop them. Highlands offense pretty much has been shut down since the midway in the second quarter.
They really have. Big down here. It's interesting to see if they'll be in 2-down territory if they don't get it.
Here's Madden running with the football and getting the first down. 1st and 10, Covington Catholic.
Well, I tell you what, he is running with a purpose right now. He's putting his shoulders over, or his pads over his feet and running hard, and he's making a hole where there's not. Watch him here. He's going forward, and he's just running through people. Great job by the offensive line there, getting movement on the Highlands defense. Covington Catholic on the move.
In the rain here in Fort Thomas. 28-21, Colonels with the football and trying to get the tying score in this contest. Keys in the shotgun. Looking to throw. He fires far downfield, incomplete, out of bounds. And he had a receiver open down there, John.
Yeah, he really did. Just wasn't able to connect on it. Hard to tell who it was. I don't know if you can get the number there or not.
46 it looked like, Arlinghouse. Although we saw him on crutches going on to halftime, so I don't know. Nick Lanham is who it was, number 49. We saw, as we mentioned, Arlinghouse was going around. He got hurt in the first half. 2nd and 10 for the Colonels. And bad snap, and I think we had some motion there on Covington Catholic.
You got movement on the right tackle there. If you get the replay, you'll see him moving before the snap. I don't know if we'll have it or not, but he got a little bit excited, wanted to go too soon.
2nd and 15 now for the Colonels on the 5-yard penalty.
Again, you can see the official trying to get through the mud there to march it off. They don't have it on the screen, but he is, you can see the conditions are really getting tough out there to play in, and Covington Catholic in a tough place right now.
Definitely deteriorating here as it's begun to rain again, and it's rained more than it has in here tonight. 2nd and 15 for the Colonels. Keys over center now, and he's going back to pass. And quick pass over the middle, complete. And still trying to stay on his feet. Out the 46, 47-yard line. That is a first down for Covcalf. Nice play.
What a great call. Hit the tight end real quick across the middle, and linebackers weren't there to pick it up. And a big first down for Covington Catholic right there. You see it on the replay right here. He's going to take a quick drop, go right over the middle, and man wide open right there. I'm not sure who it is, but what a great call by the coaching staff. They picked him right across the middle, and he's wide open.
First down for Covington Catholic. They are at their own 47-yard line as the Colonels moving the football. We're about midway here in the 4th quarter. And here's the pitch, and slipping and falling for a loss.
Again, trying to run the option to the left side there, trying to read the end, and really tough weather to pitch the football in, and now they're back to 2nd and long.
8 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the football game. And it's 2nd and about 15 for the Colonels. Covington Catholic down 28-21 and with the ball. Keys from the shotgun. Looking to throw. He fires downfield. Incomplete. Off the hands of the intended receiver.
There you see the receiver. Not sure what the number is, but Covington Catholic in a tough situation now. They're going to be 3rd and long, and Coach Ray and his staff are going to have to come up with a big play here.
A little over 8 minutes to go in this one, and you figure if they don't get it, they definitely will punt. Where they're at here on the field, try to back Highlands up and maybe hope for a turnover, especially with the rain falling like it is. And so I'm sure they'd love to get the first down. 3rd and 15. Bad snap, and flags down again, and I think we have another motion against the Colonels.
Yeah, I believe the offensive line moved before the center snapped the ball, and I have a feeling it's getting harder and harder for those centers to snap out of the shotgun because of the mud and the rain. Just seems like the linemen are moving before he can get it back there.
So that'll make it even tougher for Covington Catholic. It'll be a 3rd and 20 for the Colonels.
Again, Keys has to be smart here. I'm not sure what play they're going to call, but the worst thing that can happen here
is something.
Yeah, you don't want the turnover.
3rd and 20 for Covington Catholic. Keys going back to pass, looking and firing long downfield, and incomplete. 4th and 20 for Covington Catholic, and the Colonels will be forced to punt.
What a great pass by Jared Keys. No backs in the backfield. They sent everybody out on the route, and just receiver not able to hang on to it, but Keys put it right on the money.
So the Colonels will be forced to punt, so Highlands will get the football.
Be interesting to see if Lorenzen's hands are all right, and whether he can grip the football here.
Colonels in punt formation. I think about a fake here, but 4th and 20, that'd be tough.
Yeah, I think they'll probably kick this one.
And there's a kick, good punt. Ball fielded at about the 35 and down at about the 37-yard line. So Highlands in business, 1st and 10. And Highlands the ball. We'd like to, broadcasting a football game from Highlands, create special challenges for our technical crew because we can't get to the press box basically, so we're able to use a platform for one of our camera positions, and we'd like to take this time to thank Arch Rental Equipment, headquartered in Newport but located all over northern Kentucky, for providing us the scaffolding for tonight's game. If you're in the construction business or just have a big job around the house, call Arch for the right tools to get the job done. First and 10 for Highlands. Lorenzen looking to throw the ball. Throws, and it's complete to about the 45-yard line. So Jared Lorenzen with the big completion. First down, Highlands.
Looks like Jared's hands already shaking it a little bit there, but again, good protection. And I believe that's Stegman wearing number 12 making the catch here. See Lorenzen rolling to his right, looking for Stegman to come across, and completes it as he comes across the field. Nice catch, nice throw. Highlands with the first down.
We got an official's timeout on the field. Seven minutes and 30 seconds to go in this contest. 28-21, a game that frankly in the first half looked like was going to be a blowout, has turned into quite a battle.
Yeah, you just really knew that Covington Catholic wasn't going to lay down and die, and they're certainly not intimidated by Highlands at all, and they stayed with it and kept believing, and they put themselves in a heck of a football game.
Now it's time for their defense to stop Highlands, which they've done a good job of. This Highlands ball club, such a great offensive unit, and they've been really shut out since midway in the second quarter. And Lorenzen running with the football, spinning forward to about midfield.
Again, running the quarterback draw there. It was interesting. I think Stegman had a problem with his equipment, and they had to pull him out for a second, so I think they went to a little more safer play and ran the draw with Lorenzen and picked up about 3 yards on it.
It's like about 2nd and 7 for the Bluebirds.
Again, look for them to come back to Smith or Stegman on the pass here.
Lorenzen in the shotgun. And they give, and they're running with the football is number 5, Albrecht. He's still on his feet. Brian Albrecht inside the 30. Brian Albrecht with the carry, and there, John, we talked about that, how they ran the ball a lot, or passed the ball a lot. You go for that run, and the defense isn't looking for it.
Well, again, they've got one person in the middle of the field. You see the draw play here, and if they've only got one linebacker inside, they're going to give the ball to him. And big hole up front, the offensive lineman doing a great job of blocking, and then he spins off and picks up another 15, 20 yards, and all of a sudden, Highlands in business.
First and 10 for the Bluebirds. They are inside the Highlands 30-yard line.
Highlands having a hard time getting the right personnel in here, Don, and I think they're going to have to waste a timeout.
The Bluebirds do call a timeout. And with the timeout on the field, the score, Highlands 28, Covcat 21. We'll be right back.
Have we got a deal for you? Your downtown discount dealer Ropke Chevrolet has a huge selection of brand new 97 cars, trucks, and vans. Choose from a variety of Cavaliers, S10 pickups, Venture minivans, and Blazers. And financing, wow! Factory financing rates as low as 4.9% on selected models. And rebates as high as $2,500 on selected models. So hurry down to Ropke Chevrolet, your downtown discount dealer, or call 431-3733.
Welcome back to Highlands High School in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, David Cecil Memorial Stadium. 3A Regional Championship Football on TKR6 Northern Kentucky's own channel, and we've got a classic. Highlands on top of Covington Catholic, 28-21. In a rain here in Fort Thomas. It's rained most of the night, and these teams are laying it all on the line tonight, John.
On 5:32 left, and again, Highlands is going to have to take a timeout. Let's see if they do it. Coach Mueller's trying to get a timeout. They must not have the right personnel in again.
Dale Mueller very upset in his ball club right now.
you certainly don't want to have to take 2 timeouts back to back, and obviously they're having a little trouble getting the personnel in. This is a big stop for Covington Catholic. 5:32. They've got to hold them here.
Yeah, they've got to hold them to get the ball back.
This is normally something you don't see from a Highlands football team, and we'll see if it cost them wasting 2 timeouts here this late in the game.
It's been a battle, and Highlands has just kind of breezed through the regular season for the most part, breezed through the playoffs, and tonight really a tough ball game for them. And the starters, this is the first time in a while, probably since they played Covcat, that the starters have played both halves. Usually they're out at halftime.
Well, that's right, and again, that's the thing you talk about. If you can get them in a 48-minute game, make them play all 4 quarters, then their offense is not suited for that, and they're having to play, and let's see if Covington Catholic can stop them.
We can congratulate both teams. Just a great performance here tonight. Covington Catholic and Highlands laying it all on the line. Now we have a penalty.
Somebody either lined up offsides or Highlands moved. Let's see what happens. Looks like Covington Catholic had too many players on the field. Amazing.
So after Highlands calls 2 timeouts to get things straightened out, Covington Catholic gets called for too many men on the field.
It's interesting. I didn't think you could make that call until after the ball was snapped, but I guess you can.
It must be a high school rule. I think in the pros, it's definitely is that rule. Here are the Bluebirds. And they're running with the football again. Olbrecht getting several yards on the carry.
Again, a pretty good clock management now by Highlands. You've seen them go to the run a little bit more. They don't necessarily have to score a touchdown here. What they need to do is run as much time off the clock as possible, get a field goal or get a touchdown, and I think it's a good call running the clock here a little bit. They've got a real short yardage situation here.
Or if nothing else, even if they turn the ball back to Covcat's so deep in their own territory and won't have a lot of time left. It is 2nd down and maybe 2 for the Bluebirds. And there again the run play, and a hard hit there, but I think he may be a little short of the 1st down, and it'll be 3rd and short for the Bluebirds.
Great job by the Covington Catholic defense. Again, hard to tell who made the tackle. Let's see if they go back to the quarterback draw. They've had some good success.
I believe that's what they're going to do. As a Jared Lorenzen, bigger than the kids blocking for him, and for that short of yardage, you got to believe that will probably be the case. So Highlands, a big 3rd down play, 3rd and long 1 for the Bluebirds. And Lorenzen does decide to run. He's being pressured, and he is sacked for a loss.
Tell you what, I think Covington Catholic was expecting him to do that as well, and great job. Now, do you kick the field goal, or do you go for the first down?
I'm just not sure that Damon Chuk has that kind of range. He, of course, hit the big field goal last year against Bell County. That was about a 34-yarder, and we will see.
You see on the replay there, again, good pursuit by the Covington Catholic defense to prevent Lorenzen from getting the 1st down.
I believe they are going to go for it. I think it's a little beyond the field goal range here for the Bluebirds, so they are going to go for it. 4th down. This may be the football game, John.
Big play here. Like you said, though, Covington Catholic still got a long way to drive.
For the Colonels to have any chance, they almost have to stop them here, and another penalty.
I believe you're going to get delay a game now on Highlands.
So that'll back them up 5 yards.
May even want to punt now, with the field
strategy. Bad strategy. Try to angle it out of bounds and see what happens at that point. I mean, if they don't get this 1st down, Covcat will get the ball around their own 30-yard line. And they have been moving the ball here in the 2nd half.
They really have. Let's see if Covington Catholic can hold them here.
4th down and about 11 to go for the 1st down. And here's the flip, and here's a pass downfield, going for Lorenzen, incomplete, and Covcap will get one more shot here.
But Don, they tried the same play. They ran against Moeller to score the touchdown to take the lead there. They pitched it to the receiver. Lorenzen runs around the left side, and they throw it back to him. You see on the replay here, he's pitching it back to his receiver. Lorenzen coming right at your screen. He's going to turn and throw it back. Covington Catholic does a great job of covering it. He's never really open, so he just throws it up, and Lorenzen not able to come down with it.
First and 10 for Covington Catholic. We'll try to get a check to see how much time is left in this game. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Colonels. 3 minutes, there you see 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. Second and 10 Colonels, they are at their own 29, and you got to feel like this will probably be their last shot in terms of trying to get the tying touchdown in this game.
I'll tell you, it is so tough moving out there, and it's going to be tough for them to do it, but they've been fighting back all night, and you got to think they've got a good shot at it.
First the Highlands D trying to dig in here and do the job as well as he's going back to pass, throws, and it's complete. And a great move by the receiver, spinning away. He's still on his feet, and he's down to about the 41-yard line of Highlands. First down, Covington Catholic, and again the number totally obliterated.
You know what's amazing here is how does he even know who his player is? You know, they're both so covered up. You're going to see the jerseys. It's hard to tell who's in the white and who's in the blue. It's a great catch there. He keeps his feet moving, and you can see his numbers totally covered. And what a great run after he catches the football.
First and 10 for Covington Catholic. They are at the Highlands 41-yard line. Covcap fans getting into it. As Keys going back to pass out of the shotgun, and it's a completion to the 33-yard line.
Same play that they ran just a second ago, and all he's doing is going down 5 yards and running the hitch, and Keys getting the ball to him. Covington Catholic going back to the no-huddle offense. You see Keys take a short drop and throw the short hitch over on the right sideline.
And we've got a timeout, maybe an official's timeout. Again, the rain coming down, maybe about as hard as it has all night.
Now, Derek Smith's got to come out of the ball game here. He had mud in his eyes and tried to get it out, and now the officials are going to make him go over to the sideline because he stopped play. Otherwise, Highlands would have had to take a timeout.
You know, not only do you have the pressure of the game, but the field conditions causing problems too. Both these teams deserve a lot of credit. Here's Keys, looking, firing downfield, incomplete. Going for the long one, incomplete, 2:25 left on the clock.
Tried to run the hitch and go. They've run the hitch the last two plays. That time they fake him on the short route and then turn him deep and try and hit him down the sideline. Good coverage that time by Highlands.
It is third down and about third and three, I believe, for Covington Catholic. As the Colonels really needing to get this first down. There's plenty of time left on the clock, 2:25.
I think you'll see a run here, Don, and probably take 2 downs to try and do it. Let's see if he does a quarterback draw here.
Keys again, the snap not overly good. There's a pass. And a completion and a first down for Covington Catholic, I do believe.
Well, I'll tell you what, that official sure didn't act like he wanted to make a call there, did he?
And it is a first down, so the Colonel drive continues.
Here's the replay on it, and again, they're running a short out over here on the right side. Great catch, and enough for the first down.
Covington Catholic trying to drive for the tying touchdown in this game. This ball club is down 28-6 to the Bluebirds. And they just have not refused to give up. Here's Keys running all kinds of room. Jared Keys, another first down for Covington Catholic.
Now, Covington Catholic's got to get lined up. The clock will stop as they move the chains. If they get lined up, they can save some time on the clock here, and if they do a good job with their clock management.
Here we get another look at it.
Again, you've seen both teams use the quarterback draw because they're spreading each other out with the formations, and there's not a lot of people in the middle of the field to make the play.
Ball looks to be on the 20-yard line. First and 10, Covington Catholic. Keys hands to Madden. Madden straight ahead. Jeremy Madden with the run as Covington Catholic.
Well, I tell you,
moving that football.
They're the aggressor right now, Don. They're feeling it, and they're coming off the football, and somebody from Highlands is going to have to step up and make a play here.
Just blowing through.
Covington Catholic calling timeout.
There you get a look at the Covington Catholic cheering section.
What a great drive in this mud. I mean, just
I'll tell you
phenomenal.
what. This game will be remembered for many years, I think, in Northern Kentucky.
Again, you have to give Jared Keys an awful lot of credit. He's throwing the football in conditions that are really tough. His receivers are doing a great job of catching the football and running with the ball after they catch it.
Covington Catholic moving the ball, and of course Highlands got to find some way to stop the Colonels at this point.
Covington Catholic's got to do a good job with the clock management, and they probably have 2 left.
First down, Covington Catholic.
The last thing.
Well, I'm not sure if that was a first down or not.
The last thing you want to happen here is the clock run out and you not get an opportunity to get in the end zone.
Colonel's driving here. Keys over center. And there's a handoff, and runner spinning and maybe getting a yard.
Say there's a fumble, Don.
And officials saying nothing. So I'm guessing they ruled the runner was down.
Must have ruled that he was down. Big play there.
One minute and 4 seconds to go in this game.
Tell you, it's interesting. We've got an official's timeout here for the measurement, which is a big break because it stops the clock for Covington Catholic, gives them a chance to get reset here.
Well, John, we wondered if this game was going to go down to the wire at the beginning, and it certainly has.
It has been a terrific football game.
Third down and short for Covington Catholic, and then again they got to get the first down here to have a shot at the end zone in the final minute of this game.
I believe Covington Catholic's got 2 timeouts left, so what they need to do here is get the first down and either kill the clock or call a timeout after that.
Now the other thing to think about, Highlands already using those 2 timeouts earlier in this quarter. So it's come down to this. Jared Keys as Covcat trying to get the first down. There goes Madden. I believe he's got it. First and goal for Covington Catholic.
Now the clock will stop as they move the chains and set up. Let's see if Covington Catholic goes to a huddle or if they go from the line of scrimmage.
Colonels first and goal.
Here's your play.
There you see Madden spinning through for the first down. In the mud, in the rain, here at Highlands High School. First and goal. It's going to come down to this series. Keys straight ahead. A couple yards. Second and goal. The clock running. .30 seconds left. And it'll be second and goal. Covcat using 1 timeout here, so they've got, I think, 1 timeout left.
Should have 1 left.
30 seconds on the clock. They are 3 yards away from the Highlands end zone.
again, look for Covington Catholic to possibly roll out to the left side, to the right side of the field, and give Keys an opportunity to run the ball or throw it as they did for the two-point conversion earlier. They'll either do that or try and keep it in the power I and power it in with Madden.
You got to believe, I mean, they've really got enough time for 3 plays, even if they stay in bounds or if it's not an incomplete pass. 30 seconds and you're 3 yards away from the end zone.
Well, I tell you, as players and coaches, this is what you dream about, and this is where you want to be. And no matter who wins this football game, like you said, it'll be one that'll be remembered for a long time.
First, here we go. 2nd and goal at the 3. Madden over center. Or Keys over center. Madden goes in for the touchdown, I believe. Jeremy Madden, it's 28-27. Do you kick it or go for 2, John?
I think you got to kick it. I think you tied and send it into overtime.
Of course, Covington Catholic did have one. Here we're going to look at it again. They had 1 kick blocked.
What a great drive by the Covington Catholic kids. They have really shown their mettle tonight in coming back and putting that drive together.
Kevin Getz missed a 42-yard field goal at the gun when Highlands won the first game, 24-22. He is attempting to tie this game up right here.
Again, the big part is you've got to snap it, and your holder has to get it down with the wet football, and that's as important as your kicker kicking it.
And it's raining, so the so-called automatic extra point, the conditions are not good tonight for an automatic extra point. 27 seconds left on the clock, and Covcath a 1-point conversion away from tying this game up. Here's the snap, the kick is up, and he gets it through. It wasn't a thing of beauty, John, but it split the uprights.
Tell you what, it was a good snap, and the holder got it down, and before he slipped, he put it through the uprights.
Highlands 28, Covington Catholic 28, with 27 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Highlands has been shut out here in the second half.
Well, really,
by the Covington Catholic defense.
From the middle of the second quarter, it's been all Covington Catholic. They have just really done a great job of taking control of this football game.
In the mud here at Highlands. Of course, Highlands with 27 seconds left, and with Jared Lorenzen, you never know what can happen.
Well, you figure they're going to get pretty good field position here because I would imagine Covington Catholic's going to squib the ball, put it on the ground to prevent them for a big kickoff return, and that should give Lorenzen some time. But like we said, they only have 1 timeout to work with.
Yeah, make no mistake, the momentum is clearly on the side of Covington Catholic at this point in this game.
And I tell you, I think in overtime with their running game, I think that's going to help them as well.
Yeah, they've been able to move the football. And Highlands, where things looked so good for them in the second quarter, up 28-6. And if you remember, they were driving for another touchdown, a possible touchdown, and didn't get it. And how this game has changed, and really how the Colonels have not given up. And it might have been easy to give up there, but I think you mentioned it, John. This is a senior-dominated team, tons of 3-year starters, and they've come back. And we know how great Highlands is. Just a classic game.
Well, it really is. And again, whoever comes out on top, you have to give both teams credit.
Getz approaches, and as you say, kicks it on the ground. Here's the return, and slipped and falls. I'll tell you what, the field conditions are starting to play thing here, but to give Covcath credit, they drive the length of the field in these poor field conditions.
Yeah, they really did. And if this game goes into overtime, I'll tell you something that's going to be real important is which side the team goes for the overtime, because you get the ball on the 10-yard line, and as we face it, the field on the right side looks like it's a whole lot better shape than the field on going into the left end zone.
28-28. Highlands with the ball, and you got to believe Lorenzen is going to try to get the Birds. He can do it in one play here. Lorenzen scrambling, looking, and he throws it downfield, and the ball is going to be intercepted by Covington Catholic.
Again, you just have to give credit to the front of Covington Catholic by putting pressure on Lorenzen, who's really slow getting up here, and don't have any idea who intercepted it, but you see the play here, and good pressure, and again, he throws it up pretty much for grabs, and the Covington Catholic comes up with the ball. Now let's see if they try to get some points.
Yeah, you got to believe Keys may throw it a long way too at this point. Give Kevin Getz maybe another shot at kicking a field goal. Wouldn't that be something? Not sure. Not much time left, that's for sure. Or does Covington Catholic take it in overtime with their momentum? I think they're going to try for something here now.
They're coming out in the spread offense, so they have no backs in the back.
Keys going back to pass, looking, and ball is tipped and falls incomplete. Second down and 10.
Again, the thing you don't want to do is give Highlands the football down here and a chance for them to kick a field goal. Keys got to be real careful with what he does here.
Second down and 10 for the Colonels. They are at their own 35.
Again, you go into overtime as coach, you got to decide whether you want the football or whether you want to be on defense first. It's going to be a lot of scheming as to who's going to do what.
Highlands in the shotgun. There's the rain falling here in Fort Thomas. Here's a long pass downfield, just overthrown. Intended receiver there almost had a shot at that one. And I believe that was 43 for Covington Catholic. And it's going to be third down, I believe.
Number 43 is Ryan Pfeiffer for Covington Catholic.
So third down. Lorenzen in the shotgun, looking to throw the ball, and he passes. And the ball is caught midfield, and time has run out, and we are going to overtime in this 3A Regional Championship game. It is Covington Catholic 28, Highlands 28, and we will be back with the OT after these messages.
College basketball season is upon us, and for the best coverage of NKU men's and women's basketball, catch the Norse Report live on Mondays at 1 o'clock with replays Mondays and Tuesdays at 7:30 on TKR6. Join TKR Sports Director Don Weber and head coaches Ken Shields and Nancy Winstel for game highlights, analysis, and a preview of upcoming games. You'll also see player profiles spotlighting your favorite Norse players. That's the Norse Report on TKR6, Northern Kentucky's own channel for NKU basketball.
He's never played a doctor. He's never played a lawyer. He's never played a cop. Yet he's the leading man on TV's biggest primetime drama.
I'm Grant Hill, and I play me.
348 leading men, and not one script. The NBA on TNT and TBS. Prime time. Nationwide. 3 nights a week.
What was my line?
We are back at David Cecil Memorial Stadium. We played 48 minutes of football, and we haven't decided anything, as it's Highlands 28, Covington Catholic 28. Both teams huddled around their respective head coaches. Highlands around Dale Mueller, and Covington Catholic, the entire Covington Catholic team, huddled around Lynn Ray.
This game really familiar to the first game where Highlands got out to the big lead, and Covington Catholic came back, and they've done it again tonight.
And that was one thing Lynn Ray said. He felt like if his team did fall way behind, and they fell further behind in this game.
They really did.
You know, down 22 points. They were down 18 at Cov Cath, and they were able to come back and tie this thing up. So it's been something else. The rain now steadily falling here in Fort Thomas, as it has most of the night, and that's been a factor. There have been some fumbles that have been caused in this game, but just two great football teams, and it's a cliche, I know, but you know, what a shame for either team to lose this one. They've just laid it all on the line. How much more can these guys give tonight?
Well, they can't, and the toughest thing in the world for a coach is whoever comes up short. You're not going to be able to say anything to your kids to make them feel better. And it's just, it's like you say, it's just a shame. I tell you what, a lot of scheming here. We'll have a toss, and it's just like the beginning of the game. They'll have a choice of whether they want the football first or second. Whoever wins the toss, the ball goes on the 10-yard lines, and you've got 4 plays. You can kick a field goal on the first play, or you can try and put it in from there, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, the winner of this game will host the semifinal game next week, and they'll play the winner of the Bell County Belford game, which is taking place tonight down in Eastern Kentucky. And again, if Highlands hosts it, it'll be right back here next Friday night. And if it's Covington Catholic, it'll be next Saturday afternoon. So, not much. And as you say, I think the coin toss is important here, because if you win the toss, you want your opponent to take possession first. So you want to see what you have to do.
And that's a great point. That's exactly what you want to do. If you hold them, then you know all you have to do is kick a field goal. If you have to score a touchdown, then that's what you'll have to do. And I would imagine whoever wins the toss, that's what they're going to do, is defer and let the other team get the ball first.
Again, a contest I think that's going to be remembered for many years to come. This 1997 regional championship battle between Highlands and Covington Catholic. Really, undoubtedly, probably the two best 3A teams in the state of Kentucky. And here come the captains to the center of the field. Ben Pogue, the lone captain for Highlands, and Covington Catholic, four young men there. And here is the all-important coin flip. And Highlands appears to have won the toss. So Covington Catholic, I would believe, would go first on offense. So Ben Pogue will still have to decide that, but that is indeed that's what will happen. So Covington Catholic will have possession first in this game. As you have it, John, the rain's probably coming down harder now than it has all night long.
It really is. It is coming down hard, and you know, you've got to hold on to the football here, and it'll be interesting to see if Covington Catholic comes out in their power formation and try to run Madden straight up the middle.
It's been working here in the second half. There's no doubt about that. So Highlands will go on defense first. Covington Catholic with the ball, first and goal at the Bluebird 10-yard line.
You know, I'm not so sure if this isn't almost an advantage for Covington Catholic, because they've had the momentum and they're continuing with the football. It may be to their advantage to have the ball first.
Here come the Colonels. First and goal at the 10 as Keys over the center. And he gives to Madden. Madden breaking straight through inside the 5.
Jeremy Madden has just had a tremendous second half. We didn't even think we were going to see him run the football any in the second half. And here in the fourth quarter, he's been the dominant player on the field.
Madden running the football. It is second down and goal to go for Covington Catholic. We are in overtime, 28-28. Covington Catholic and Highlands. Second and goal. And here's Madden again, close to the goal line, down to about the 1 or 2 maybe. Third and goal.
Power out backfield, Don, and they're just running straight ahead, and right now they're knocking Highlands off the football. Highlands going to their goal line defense now, sending in some clean shirts as they try and shore it up in the middle.
Here we get another look at it. Nothing fancy here, but it's working. They're edging ever so close to that goal line.
Don't look for them to do anything different here. I think they'll just try and knock them right off the football.
Covington Catholic looking to take their first lead in this one. And a great defensive effort there by Highlands.
Derek Smith again from the, I believe either him or Scott Kuhnheitz from the left side. Somebody didn't pick him up and made the play in the backfield.
Kuhnheitz with the tackle. Here we go again. It is 4th down. What a play by Kuhnheitz, Scott Kuhnheitz. And it is 4th down and go, and we have a timeout on the field.
I believe Covington Catholic taking a timeout here to figure out what they want to do on this situation. You know, as coaches, you always have go-line plays for these type of situations where you need to have a play, and I'm sure Covington Catholic's worked on it all week, and we'll see what they come up with.
There you get a look at the Highlands defense.
It's been real interesting. They have really picked on the right side of Highlands defense tonight. They really feel like running away from, I think, Smith and Kuhnheitz, and other than those guys coming across and making a play, they've really hurt the left side or the right side of Highlands defense.
4th and goal for Covington Catholic again. We are tied at 28. Of course, you don't have to go for the touchdown here, but really, when you're in this situation, going first, you almost need to go for the touchdown.
Yeah, you really do, and I think it's the right decision to go for the touchdown, and let's see what they do.
Here we go, 4th and goal. Keys looking to throw the ball, and it is a touchdown, Covington Catholic. So they were stopped with the run, Keys with the pass. A lot of guts there throwing that ball in the end zone on 4th down, and it is successful.
Well, again, here's your play, and you work on these things, and I'm sure this is a play they've worked hard on. They fake it to Madden right up the middle, and then run the tight end out in the flat, and nobody there to cover him.
Here's the all-important extra point again. The Colonels have had one block tonight. Getz lining up for the extra point.
Covington Catholic short a player. They may have to take a timeout here again. May make a big effect on this extra point with the kid coming out late. And they do have to.
And they have to call timeout. And not only that, though, you almost ice your own kicker in that standpoint. Lexington Dunbar kind of did that last year in the 4A playoffs. They scored in overtime. Were down 1 and wound up having to call a timeout, then decided to go ahead and let their kicker kick, and he missed the extra point, and they lose by 1. So Covington Catholic, who trailed at one point in this game 28-6, is now up 34-28 in overtime. Of course, Highlands will get the ball also at the 10-yard line in a chance to answer this touchdown.
And we talked about Covington Catholic getting the ball first. Highlands offense hasn't been on the field in a long time.
That is correct. And of course the Highlands defense has had some trouble moving the football. Covington Catholic looked like they were all but out of this game, and they definitely have the momentum, obviously, at this point. But this extra point is huge. And gets it through, so Covington Catholic is leading Highlands 35-28. Now it's the Bluebirds' turn from the 10.
Now Highlands has to get warmed up. They've got to take advantage of their athletes here. You think they're going to go the ball to Smith or Stegman, look for Lorenzen to roll out to give himself a little bit of time and maybe run somebody all the way across the field. They've had a lot of success with that tonight, and let's see if they can make it happen here.
I'll tell you what, if Covcat does hang on to win this game, that student section is going to erupt, and here comes Highlands, and really the season comes down to this. They have been the #1 3A team in the state for the last 2 years. All of last year, all of this year, and it comes down to this. 1st and goal from the 10 for the Bluebirds. Lorenzen in the shotgun. Firing to the end zone, Derek Smith. And touchdown, Highlands.
And again, they just took advantage of their athletic ability. You know, Covington Catholic has to take 4 plays to get there. All they have to do is throw it up to Smith. Here's the play right here, and it's just a fade to the end zone. And Smith goes up for the ball.
Something they haven't done a lot of here in the second half.
They really haven't. Now they've got to get the kick through.
Shoot out, apparently are going for the extra point. And as we say, a steady rain is falling here, which makes snapping the extra point and kicking it that much more of a problem. Chuk lining up for the extra point to tie it and send it to a second overtime. There's the snap. The kick is up. And it is good. It's 35 all, and we are going to a second overtime.
And now we start over. We go back to the flip, decide who's going to get the ball first, and we just do it all over again.
We're going to have to send out for breakfast soon, John.
Well, they'll give the players a couple of minutes for a break, and like I said, I believe they have to come out and do the coin toss again and decide who's going to get the ball.
Yeah, they'll reflip it, and so we'll have several minutes here. This game tied at 35, and gee, I wonder if that's going to be the play for Highlands at this point, because Smith, as you say, it's 6'6", tough to defend.
Well, it really is, and down there, it's you know, you almost have to play man-to-man on the receivers, and you know, you take your athlete against theirs, and when you have Derek Smith, that's a pretty good advantage for you.
35-35. There you see Coach Lynn Ray talking to the official, just having this explained to him. This doesn't happen too often, so got to kind of go over the rules, I guess, again. But they will have a coin toss again, and we'll go through what we did the first time.
I tell you what, this is like two great boxers in a match. You know, one gets knocked down and they get right back up. And
John, at this point, I think it's pretty much what coaches would do as far as kick the extra point. The second time, say if a team scores, kicks the extra point, another team comes back and scores, I think there may be temptation to go for two at that point. I don't know. What would you do?
I would keep kicking the extra point.
Okay.
I really would. I wouldn't want to. You feel like at one point your defense is going to rise up and make the play, and that's something a coach is going to have to make a decision on. And but for me, I would probably continue to kick it.
The captains meet. Ben Pope for Highlands. And it appears Highlands has, or Covcath, I guess, is one to toss, and Highlands will get the ball first. Here, so the Highlands offense gets two series in a row.
You notice the captains are getting smaller and smaller as they come out.
You guys are getting tired. They ought to walk out there. We have to wheel them out here if we have a third OT. There's Dale Mueller talking to his ball club.
What a great job both of these coaches have done.
Absolutely.
You know, you talk about them being two of the best teams in 3A. They've got to be two of the best teams in the state of Kentucky.
No doubt about that. And we've decided nothing yet. It's 35-35. One team's going to leave ecstatic. The other one absolutely heartbroken, John.
They really are, and you know, it's just a shame that has to happen. But down the line, they'll always remember it, and that's part of it.
So a reverse order here as Highlands gets the ball first to start this second overtime at the 10. Of course, Covcath will get a chance to answer. You got to think Lorenzen's going to throw another one to Smith, but we'll see. And Lorenzen looking to throw, still looking. He throws incomplete. And there was a Covcath defender there, and a little closer to that ball, he might have a shot at picking it off.
He had, I believe it's Stegman. I'm not sure if he's 12 or not, but he had him open and just did not connect with him.
Second down and goal for the Highlands Bluebirds.
See if they single out Smith here, or if they continue to roll out and look for the receiver coming across.
Lorenzen waiting and gets the ball, fakes the handoff. Jared Lorenzen still looking. He throws, and the ball is incomplete. and it is 3rd and goal.
Tell you, Don, I don't know if he kept running, if he could have gotten in the end zone or not.
A lot of fans here, Highlands fans around us here, they were telling him to go. Sure looked like it was close. Yeah, it looks like Covcath right there, Covcath player could have had it.
Looks like they ran into each other. Again, these are plays that you work on all year long on your go-line offense, and let's see if Highlands comes out with something a little special here.
3rd down and goal for the Bluebirds. They are at the Covcath 10. Lorenzen in the shotgun. Back to throw. Still looking, he throws. There's Smith to about the 2-yard line. And it is 4th down and goal.
Derek Smith with a great catch, and a great job by the Covington Catholic to get him out of bounds. Now you got a real question with their offense. Do you try and throw from that close, or do you try and run the ball in?
At this point, here we get another look at it.
Smith doing a good job of keeping his feet there, and somebody coming up to make the play.
Gotta believe, I don't know, I mean, they're at see about where they're at here. Looks like they're inside the 5. I believe, it's almost too far to, if it was a yard or two, maybe you go with Lorenzen straight up the middle. He's been able to get that all night, but looks like it might be a little bit more than that. Looks like it's about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, I think what you'll see is one of two things. I think they'll either try and loft it up to Smith again, or you're going to see Lorenzen roll out to the right side and try and hit either Stegman or Smith or run it in from that point.
Well, of course, with this being such a big play, we'll have a timeout, and both teams around their coaches, respective coaches. Lynn Ray just breaking the huddle with his defense. Dale Mueller talking with his offense. It is 4th and goal for Highlands.
They could get a penalty on the Covington Catholic fans right now with them on the field. If you get an interception or something, I'm not sure if you can run it all the way back or not, but their fans are moving closer and closer on the field.
It is 4th down for Highlands. 4th and goal. They have got to get a touchdown here, or Covington Catholic will have a chance to win this thing. Here's Lorenzen. Rolling. Looking, now being pressured. Now he slips and falls. And Covington Catholic will have a chance to win this game right here, as Lorenzen losing his footing on the poor field, but he couldn't find anybody open, and he was getting pressured. We will be back for Covington Catholic's possession after this.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim Clay, inviting you to join me every week on TKR6 for Job Connections. We feature some of Northern Kentucky's finest employers with some excellent job opportunities. So if you're looking for a job, or if you want to change jobs, join us every week for Job Connections on TKR6, Northern Kentucky's own channel.
We are back at David Cecil Memorial Stadium in Fort Thomas. It is Highlands 35, Covcath 35. Covington Catholic has just stopped Highlands on their possession here in the second overtime. The Colonels now, if they score a touchdown, field goal, they will win this game and advance to the state semifinals.
Coach Ray deciding to go for the running plays instead of kicking the field goal in the muddy conditions. And I think that's probably a good decision.
First and goal. And there's Madden running straight ahead, and Madden close to the 5. Jeremy Madden, and you can't argue with that play. It's worked all night, and he got about half the yardage right there.
Well, Jeremy Madden, who has had some injuries this season and hadn't had the opportunity to play in every game, but against us last week and this week, he has really stepped up and been a big-time player for Covington Catholic.
Second and goal. Jared Keys. Gives the ball to Madden, I believe, and Madden goes in for the touchdown. This game is over. Here comes Covington Catholic students and players, and Covington Catholic has come from behind and has defeated the Highlands Bluebirds 41-35. Covcaf advances to the state semifinals, which they will host next Saturday afternoon at Wooten Field in Park Hills, Kentucky. Here we get a look at the last play.
Again, it's just Madden on the left side. They picked on that left side all the way through, and Jeremy Madden keeping his feet moving and getting across and scoring the winning touchdown. And what a great job by the Covington Catholic players and staff to make this comeback when it looked like they were out of it completely.
John, what chance would you have given? Yeah, it was 28-6. It's just unbelievable, and all the credit in the world goes to Coach Lynn Ray and his Colonels. They didn't give up. They came back, got that touchdown right before the end of the first half. That was big. And let's face it, the second half, Highlands was shut down. The only touchdown they get in the first overtime period.
Well, if you remember, Covington Catholic had an opportunity to score 2 touchdowns right out of the second half, and Highlands was able to hold them. But the key was in the second half, this Highlands defense was on the field the whole time. Their offense never got an opportunity to stay on the field because Covington Catholic controlled the football.
Again, 2 great football teams. It's a shame one had to lose. I mean, it would have been great if this game was at Cardinal Stadium for the 3A state championship game, because frankly, I think the Covington Catholic Colonels have just about wrapped up the 3A state championship. I'd be very surprised if in 2 weeks they aren't taking the state championship trophy, bringing it back home to Northern Kentucky.
Well, they've certainly beat the best team in state 3A right now, and obviously you got to give Highlands all the credit in the world, and Coach Mueller and the job they've done. They've just had a tremendous season, and they've just done a fantastic job all year. They've played great as champions, and they just came up a little short tonight.
I'll tell you what, we have our TKR Gabos football game player of the week. I think we got to give it to Keys and Madden. I mean, I don't think you can single either one out. They both were tremendous, especially in the second half, and we only had one for this game, but what the heck. Gabos will get us another one, and both those young men will receive plaques and shirts from Gabos as co-players of this game.
I'll tell you what, I'll buy the other plaque if they don't want to do it, because both of those guys deserve it. Jared Keys on that big drive where they took it down, and he went through the mud throwing the football and keeping his feet and making the completions, and then at the end of the game, it was Jeremy Madden's football game. He just really took over, and they weren't going to be stopped.
Some of the Highlands players just refusing to leave, and they're just stunned. And really, they've laid it all out on the line, and you just hate to see either team lose. I mean, it's just unbelievable. What a game. Highlands absolutely devastated, and Covington Catholic just ecstatic. It was a tremendous comeback, and I think the fact that they did, coming from even further behind than they were behind in the Covcaf game in Park Hills, is just amazing that they were able to do this. There you get a look at everyone celebrating from Covington Catholic. I don't think anybody's going to get any sleep in Park Hills tonight. We'd like to thank the staff here at Highlands High School, as well as the Covington Catholic, and the players and coaches here for putting on a great game for us. John, it's been nice working with you. Hopefully we'll get to see you down the road. My pleasure. Good luck to you and the Holmes Bulldogs. And thank you for watching. And for John Vandermeer, this is Don Weber for our entire crew here at Highlands High School. Good night, everybody. And once again, our final score in double overtime, Covington Catholic 41, Highlands 35. So long, everybody.